Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Let's go. But yeah, big fan of national traffic in the summer. I got like 2 or 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
And then it all goes to hell.
Summer always just goes by so fast.
Well, because it's fast now. It's 2 months.
Right. Yeah. That is
June,
true.
July.
Right.
I mean, that's all it really is.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't really even feel like summer until you hit kind of 4th of July. But then
that's peak summer.
We're almost 2 weeks removed from the 4th of July, and we're gearing up for training camp starts in a week.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, look, when I went to school, I don't know what it was like for you. The summer was 3 months. You know, it was June, July, August. And then like after Labor Day, you go back to class. But here they do it differently. They take off much more time during the school year. You know, they'll have a week off in October, a week off in November, over a week off in December. But I think the retention for the students is better with less vacation in the middle. I don't have as much problem with it as everybody else does, but
yeah, I disliked our schedule growing up in Northern Virginia. For a while, there was a law that was called the King's Dominion Law, which is an amusement park in Virginia.
They needed 3 months.
They sued Virginia because they wanted kids not to go back to school till after Labor Day.
Good
because
Lord.
Labor Day was such a huge weekend for them.
How can you do that? How can you sue? Hey, kids going back to school is hurting our business.
So they I don't know if they sued, but like they pushed a law forward, and so we never went back to school until after Labor Day for like most of my time in school. But then it got repealed, and it was so frustrating. The first year we had to go back to school in like mid-August when we were used to going back the second week of September. But yeah, it's much shorter than I think it used to be.
Yeah. You know, I think one of the, with my daughter playing football now, it's weird because football practice starts mid-July.
Right.
Whereas before it would start like mid-August, and now we're starting mid-July. I mean, we're playing games in August. And so that's one area where the calendar really gets turned up. And so your summer vacation is even shorter. I had originally planned to take her on vacation next week, but I was told I was not going to because she was going to play football, even though I said she wasn't going to play football.
Well, that's one of the big reasons I never played a fall sport in high school. Like I kind of wanted to play
lack
football.
Lack of athleticism. Secondary.
Lack of athleticism was a close second. But first,
how much does he weigh again, Corey?
About 84
pounds.
Okay. Let me ask you. My daughter is 5'6", 130, and she's 13 years old. Bigger or smaller than you?
I am bigger than much bigger. I don't wish I weighed 130 pounds, but I wish I weighed less than I do. No, lack of athleticism, close second. But number one was I had a job during the summer. And if I wanted to play football, I would have to quit that job at the end of July.
What was your job?
I worked in a sign factory.
That's a terrible freaking job.
It was actually really fun. So my dad's
I don't want to hear about
my
it.
dad's friend owned a company that made signage for companies, and our job was to go in and pack up the signs to be shipped out.
Connor, what was your first job?
Are you talking to somebody else, Connor?
Oh shoot! I did it again.
I thought you were
doing it. Corey.
I thought you were doing it intentionally.
No, I did.
I thought he was too,
and
that's why I wasn't going to answer because I'm like, he's doing it on purpose.
Why on earth? What is wrong with me?
I don't know.
What is wrong, Parker?
What was my summer job?
What was your first job?
My first job. I mowed yards in my neighborhood. That was my I ran my own little business. So
I like that.
My first job.
By the way, you can call me anything you want.
Oh, I'm thinking of some names already.
Yeah,
so.
Jerk.
My first job was actually an umpire. I umpired Little League baseball games.
All right. Okay.
I never had to throw anybody out. I got close once.
Parent, you mean?
A coach.
Yeah. Okay,
He was
insufferable.
Looking back, I was like 13 at the time. I probably should have tossed him, but I didn't. But he deserved it.
What was your first real job though? Like where you had to report to work?
Probably the sign. Yeah. Okay. So I worked 40-hour weeks during the summer.
Doing umpiring?
No. In the sign factory.
Okay.
So it was a good job, paid pretty well. The commute was tough. It was like an hour each way.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, as a 16-year-old, which was not fun. But
my first job was King Cone. It was a soft serve ice cream place.
I love it.
But we also served food. So it's kind of like, Dairy Queen.
Okay. Yeah.
which was great when you're like a 16-year-old boy. I was 15 actually when I started, because I could eat. I mean, I'm like, listen to this, guys. Okay, you guys are gonna just melt down when you hear this. All right, I made $3 an hour.
When was this?
1986.
$3 an hour.
$3 an hour.
$3. The minimum wage was $3.75, but he could pay me $3 since I wasn't 16.
Oh,
and so he took advantage of that. He's saving his. Listen to this, okay? So if I worked 20 hours a week, that 75 cents saved him $15.
Wow.
And it meant that much to him to save that.
He wouldn't pay you minimum wage.
$15. Now, I will say, I don't know how much I made in an hourly wage based on my consumption of food, which was prolific. Okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, as a 15-year-old, getting paid in food wouldn't be too bad.
I mean, no, not at all.
And by the way, he had 3 daughters who all worked there and were all beautiful. So that's
the real reason Cory worked.
So yeah, you got $3 an hour plus perks.
Yes, I did. And then I became like the son he didn't have, and like he would make them work. This is true. This is 100% true. So he would like pull me aside, all right, and he'd have his daughters working in there, and then he would pull me aside and take me out back. He gave me a set of golf clubs.
Oh,
and on the clock, he's teaching me to play golf. Behind
that's incredible.
So lots
behind
of
King Cone.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my job, and I worked there. I worked there for over a year. I quit, and then he kept calling me to come back and do more work. Gave me a quarter raise.
Wow.
$3.25.
What'd you do with all that money?
Man, I'll tell you what.
He's saving up for when he takes us to Waffle House.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That extra quarter back in.
We're on Dabo Death Watch.
Yeah. Well, every week when you come in, we'll have to spend a segment going through Clemson's latest game.
We should redo. I'm sorry, I'm hijacking the show again. We should redo this bet where like I get a week of Starbucks for like every week that's left in the season if he gets fired like mid-season.
Okay.
So
yeah,
okay. So there are no redos.
So if
there are no redos.
How many weeks of the season was James Franklin fired?
It was like week 6 or week 7.
Yeah, it was after they lost to Northwestern.
So I'd have like 6 weeks of Starbucks then.
Okay.
And and then like if it happens after the season, I just get one.
All right.
Just get one.
Yeah, so you get Starbucks all the way up until rivalry week. If Dabo gets fired.
Okay.
Like that all the way through the end of the regular season.
Yeah. But otherwise I just get 1 week.
Okay. If it happens at the end of the year.
And you know what? This is good because, that way there's more stake in it for me.
Yeah.
Other than, because I was going to say, I said, 4 weeks?
Yeah, originally.
So this
a month.
This could get you guys 1 week.
Right.
It could
be less. Season. Yes.
But it could be like 8 weeks.
Right.
If they start 1-3.
Yeah, if they lose to Georgia Southern like you predicted last week, then
that's when I'll start to get nervous. Yeah. I'm not nervous at all right now.
Yeah, if Georgia Southern, if they go win that game, yeah, I think I'd be like, all right.
You're going to get a text from me, Jake, saying we're cooked.
I better start putting some money away for Starbucks.
I've seen preseason rankings, and where they're like 18, 16. Does that sound right?
That's where I'd probably think they would.
So in the preview magazine I'm reading right now, they're projected to finish 4th in the ACC.
That's bad.
4th
behind SMU and Louisville.
Okay, wow. That stinks. That is unacceptable.
Yeah, Clemson,
but he wouldn't get fired.
I don't think he'd get fired, but I think
he would not get fired over that.
You don't know that fan base. That fan base is. I mean, they're like St. Louis Cardinal fans. They are delusional.
You did work in South Carolina.
You're welcome.
So you would know that.
Yes, I do. Look, I covered them for a long time. I covered them in South Carolina.
Was that before Dabo got there?
Yes, I covered Tommy West and Tommy Bowden. Okay. I covered the 2 Tommies.
Yeah.
And I would drive up there every Tuesday for the presser for a long time. So, look, they have a group called IPTE, and it used to stand for I Pay 10 a year. And it was $10 a year. And that's back in like the 80s that you gave that money towards the booster. And then it became I Pay 20 a year. I Pay 30 a year.
Yeah.
It's still called IPTE, but it's more than that.
I pay $10,000 a year.
Look, was it Danny Ford who won the national championship there back in the 80s?
That sounds right. Yeah.
I mean, they still worship him, and that guy cheated like there was no tomorrow. All right. They just want to win.
Yeah.
They consider themselves an elite top 5 college football program. They do.
Yeah.
They do. They consider themselves. They think they're Alabama. They think they're Ohio State.
Right. Because they're not that far removed from being that.
How high were their expectations, though, before Dabo got there?
Oh, they were that high. They were always
because I feel like Dabo really raised.
Oh, no, he did. He did, but their expectations were always that high.
Like, I remember the Taj Boyd, CJ Spiller, the EJ Manuel era, and it was like they were always a good team, but they were never considered one of the elite programs.
Went to Florida State.
Taj Boyd, by the way.
Taj Boyd is the name I was thinking
Taj Boyd
of,
almost went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they screwed that up.
Yeah.
Of course.
But, yeah, and so South Carolina is totally different. Totally different. They're just grateful for 8 wins. They love their team. Oh, my God, do they love their team.
Yeah.
But they have stunk for so long that if they could just get to 8 wins and really, you talk about like schools where you can go 5-7, but if you beat the other one, you're all right. That's South Carolina with Clemson. You beat Clemson and the rest is forgiven.
All good.
Is Shane Beamer done after this year, you think?
I think
I like South Carolina this year.
I do too.
Okay. Well, I think he's got to deliver.
I just don't understand how you can go 4-8 when you have Lenore Sellers and Dylan Stewart.
Right.
And Nick Harvard.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't think people understand how many players South Carolina has put in the NFL the last 20 years.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, under Lou Holtz, under Steve Spurrier, and now still even under Shane Beamer, South Carolina is a state where there are elite athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Elite. I mean, and I'm not just talking about at the beach. You go to the upstate around Spartanburg.
Yeah, that's where Zion Williamson is from.
You go to Fort Mill over there. Rock
Hill.
Rock Hill.
Yeah.
That's where Chris Hope was from.
Was Rock Hill Jadeveon Clowney?
Yep. Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, there are a lot of and that's why, if you're South Carolina and you're Clemson and you can get 3 of the best 5 players in your state, you're going to have 3 studs. 3 studs. And that's why I say South Carolina has first-round draft picks all the time.
Yep. But they're going to have another one next year, maybe 2.
But their
probably
team,
too.
But their team is always generally underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because they get some of those guys, they still wind up with a lot of 3 stars.
Right.
Gosh, I've taken your show off the rails.
It's okay.
I'm eating this up,
This
Cory.
is July.
You don't understand.
Like in July, I make the plan for the show kind of hoping you're going to take things off the rails a little bit.
You should have watched Sports Extra
Jake
Daily
and I were talking about Cal's football schedule
we went
on
through
Monday.
Cal's football schedule on Monday.
Wow.
This is July.
We're getting into the
Sports
weeds.
Talk Radio. Speaking of schedule, South Carolina, I think, is going to be better than people maybe think they will, but their schedule's not all that favorable.
Well, but see, that's the thing, like in the Southeastern Conference, is
it's tough.
You can be a good team, and like it just takes 1 or 2 things to take you completely. I mean, look at Tennessee last year. We were talking about them as a playoff team.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they lose.
The missed field goal against Georgia, and things just fell off.
And then it was the Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
They win the Oklahoma game. They're in prime shape for the playoffs.
Yep.
And they go from prime shape to the playoffs to 8-5.
Yep. Yeah, I look at this South Carolina schedule. Like, there's a chance they start 5-1. Alabama on the road, they're probably not winning that one, but they could be 5-1 heading into the Tennessee game in Columbia. But then their last 6 games of the year: Tennessee, at Oklahoma, Texas A&M, at Arkansas, Georgia, Clemson. So you could start 5-1 and finish 6-6.
Yeah, your only hope is that you start 5-1 and you pick up that momentum,
right? And you steal a couple that maybe you aren't favored to win. But I like that team this year. I think they're going to be better than they were last year.
I guess my main point is I think they've always got more high end talent than people know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because in that state, you can get it. And there's also high-end athletes in North Carolina.
Yeah.
They also recruit that Augusta area of Georgia,
right,
generally pretty effectively. And you can go down and, they recruit Florida just like everybody else
does. It's a good footprint that South Carolina has.
Yeah, the problem is it's a small state and you're competing with Clemson.
Right.
You got 2 schools and then others, believe Georgia goes into South Carolina.
Right. And you've got all the school. Not, I think South Carolina probably has an edge up on North Carolina, Duke, NC State, but they're also dipping down too. So it's a good footprint, but it's a crowded footprint with all those schools.
No, I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, that's like we talk about Virginia Beach, which is one of the meccas of high school football in this country.
Why Virginia Tech became good under Frank Beamer was because they dominated the 757.
That's right.
And the reason they've fallen off is because they don't dominate the 757 anymore.
Phil Fulmer used to recruit that area. Phil Fulmer used to also recruit the heck out of the Spartanburg area in South Carolina. And so there are these places. Penn State, I mean, their team was built under James Franklin by recruiting the 757. That's it.
Yes. That's why Tech fans are so excited, because it was like, man, we just watched James Franklin poach all of the recruits in our state for years and years and years, and now he's on our side, which is so exciting, at least.
It's like I said, it's a crowded area, and there are schools north and south that know there are players there, and they go to get them. So those are tough jobs to keep those kids in state. And now, with the money at hand, that's what, South Carolina, whether they're good or bad, they put 82,000 in that stadium every week. I don't know how they can't have the money, but like I heard when they fired, who was the last guy football coach in Texas, Will Muschamp.
Yeah.
I heard they didn't have any money.
Yeah.
And so they wound up with Shane Beamer basically because he was what they could afford. And I'm like, how is that possible? You got 82 rabid 1,000 fans who will do anything to win. Believe me, I heard some stories about when Lou Holtz was there. They will do anything to win. Now those things would all be legal. Back then, they were not legal.
Yeah.
All right. But I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand how they cannot have the money at a school like that.
Yeah. And we'll have to see if they can turn it around, because Shane Beamer is surely on the hot seat heading into this season. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. If you want to text or call, our phone line's driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Lots to get into today. Corey, did you do the reading? Did you watch quarterback?
I did. I stayed up till 12:30 last night.
Okay, wow. So we are.
And it was kind of a waste
I got
of
you
time.
beat. I stayed up till 1.
Wow.
All right. You didn't have to drive your daughter to football.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, that is true. You didn't have to do that, Parker. We are going to get into the quarterback book club coming up next. We watched episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We will react to what we saw from Cam Ward and the other quarterbacks featured on the show. Jake Lyman, Corey Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up. 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5, The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory, Curtis, Parker, Kelly. Quarterback out on Netflix. Mm-hmm. We are doing our quarterback book club and watching a couple episodes a day. So I'll have to text TD and see if he wants to join in. We're going to try and watch episodes 3 and 4.
See, I think TD is probably already done with the series.
He might be. Or you could just read, I guess, Nick Suss, who we had on the show yesterday. I guess he
binged the whole thing.
He binged the whole thing and just put out a recap of what you need to know of what they showed about Cam Ward. So you've got options.
You've
got
options.
Yeah, I mean, you said it to me during the break. For those of us who follow the Titans and have seen Cam Ward for the last year, it's like you knew all of the things about his personality. Like the quote about Kobe, I didn't think anybody would ever be better than Kobe until me. Like you knew that was his personality. There were a couple of funny things like when Cam Ward was doing the dodgeball with the kids.
Yeah.
And
I knew about that though.
He's yelling.
I ran that on the news.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But just hearing him in the the confessional saying,
I wanted
to peg the bleep out of those kids, but I knew I couldn't. I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that
he sounded like me when New York Doug challenged us to scramble with his two 12-year-old twins.
Yeah. Now, like I said, you're right. There wasn't a lot of meat on the bone there for us. For people who don't watch the Titans, and there are a lot of those for really good reasons.
Yeah.
You got to learn a little bit more about him. There's plenty to talk about with the other quarterbacks as well.
Yeah.
We're talking about Cam Ward. I told you, and I will continue to tell you, what stuck out to me most was him on the sideline in Denver with Bo Hardegree.
Yeah.
And it's what I already knew, but it really got reinforced.
Yeah.
Was Bo begging him to take the easy throws.
Yep.
Begging him to throw underneath, begging him to hit that quick slant, to take the running back out of the backfield, and just to take the easy. It's boring football, but it's so easy.
Yeah.
And he hates it. He
Yeah.
hates it.
No,
he's always hunting.
We talk about the term arm arrogance of like Cam Ward thinks he can make every throw.
Yeah.
And, you heard in the show where Callahan is going through the early like play call stuff in Denver. And he's like, hey, we're going to get to some of this stuff as soon as you settle in.
I'm settled in, man.
I'm settled in, coach. I'm settled in. It's like he is uber confident in himself. He thinks he can make every throw. And you don't want to coach that out of him because you need that. You
need arrogance in a quarterback.
I would rather a quarterback who is too arrogant and too confident in himself than a quarterback who is too timid. We saw that with Marcus Mariota.
We've seen that with a lot of quarterbacks.
Right. The quarterbacks who lose confidence in themselves, and that's when you've lost. You have no chance.
When you're limited on the throws you can make because you don't believe you're going to be able to make that. You're done. You're done.
I'd rather have that, but you're right. Bo Hardegree was just saying, we know you can make those throws. You don't always have to make those throws.
Take the easy one, baby.
I thought that was one of
just drop it off there.
I love that from Bo Hardegree.
Yeah,
and
I did too.
I thought that was exactly what you needed to tell that young quarterback in the moment was, hey, you want to play boring football.
Yeah.
Play boring football, and it's going to be so easy for you.
Yeah.
It is going to be easy when you're bored of taking the slants and taking the checkdowns, but that's how you win.
Well, I mean, look here. Let me bring up a couple guys. Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford. You see those guys take easy throws all day, and then you see them make the big throws.
Right.
But in between the big throws are a ton of easy ones.
I mean, that's what Mahomes is too. Like Mahomes,
you're not wrong.
Everybody talked about Mahomes early on in his career and the behind the back throws and the left-handed throws and all this stuff. And that's the stuff that ends up on SportsCenter. But the reason he's won 3 Super Bowls is because he executes that Andy Reid offense to perfection.
Yeah.
And that's what you need from Cam Ward. It's great to make the highlight plays. And in episode 2, they did the whole, 3 minutes on his touchdown throw to Elikiah Manor. Great. I love that you can make that throw. You don't always need to make that.
Well, look, if you're relying on that play to put points on the board every week, it's going to be a long season.
Yes.
All right? You need to have, hey, Gunnar Helm, 8-yard touchdown. Nice. Yeah. That's what you need.
Right.
That's what you need. You need a lot of that.
You
need guys to make plays.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But if you can make the easy plays, you don't need as many of those plays.
Right. Right. And that's, I guess, if we're going to use Patrick Mahomes as the example, the reason Patrick Mahomes, he executes the offense great, but he always has that play up his sleeve. The play against the Titans in the AFC champ, the run.
He scrambled away.
I mean, it's like
Evans.
If that play doesn't happen, the Titans probably play in the Super Bowl. Like they could go into halftime with a lead, but that felt like the backbreaker when he fell across the goal line and the Chiefs came back from down 10 to take the lead into the break. That felt like the backbreaker.
And when you look at whose primary target's been the last 12 years, it's been Travis Kelce.
Yep.
And tight ends aren't running real complicated 30-yard outs that you got to hit.
Yeah.
It's over the middle.
Right.
And then he's running and catching. Catching and running. Sorry. But and Patrick Mahomes does take a lot of the easy stuff. His personnel has dictated some of that, but his personnel's not great right now.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No, it's true.
And so, you go to last year, there weren't a lot of highlights last year for Patrick Mahomes.
No, there weren't.
And don't tell me he got hurt because he got hurt late.
No, yeah, they didn't. They just did not play well most of the year.
No, they were a bad team.
So it's going to be. They're one of the more interesting, teams in the league this year because for years and years it was you can't pick against the Chiefs until they prove that they're not going to do it. And
you and Park were talking about schedules. Take a look at the Chiefs' schedule and tell me they're going to bounce back this year. I'm not convinced.
Let's see.
Especially with the quarterback probably going to miss the first few weeks of the season. I mean, they have some tough stretches on that schedule.
Yeah, Oh, wait, that's preseason. I was like, man, they go Rams, Bucks, Seahawks to start the season. And I was saying that's the preseason. But still, Broncos to start the year.
So, they play the NFC West this year?
Yes, they do.
So they've got the Rams, Seahawks.
So they play the Broncos. They're going to start strong, I think. Broncos at home, not a gimme, but a game they very well can win. Then Colts, Dolphins, Raiders before the bye week. So I would think they'll be
Dolphins, Raiders. That should be 2 W's.
But then they have a stretch after the bye week of Chargers, Seahawks, Broncos. Then Jets, Falcons, Cardinals. So, but then they finish with
Here we go.
Bills, Rams, Bengals, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers.
Thank you very much.
That's going to be a
that's a gauntlet.
Brutal stretch.
It's a gauntlet. And if they're not sitting on 7 wins by the time they get there, they're in trouble.
Yeah. And they didn't really add all that much.
No.
You look at what they added Kenneth Walker, which
and I believe Travis Kelce got a year older.
Yes, he did.
And he was already slow.
Yeah. This team, it's got to be Mahomes being healthy, first of all, because he tore his ACL late in the season last year.
Well, look, Kenneth Walker needs to go for 1,500 yards.
Right. Kenneth Walker needs to be what they're paying him to be.
He needs to be more.
Right.
I mean, he needs to be an all-pro caliber running back.
And I mean, because the rest of their receivers, it's like Rashee Rice just got out of jail.
Well, for now, until he does something else.
Xavier Worthy hasn't been the player that
he's a complimentary piece
that everybody's thought he was going to be.
Super fast, but just
man,
he's kind of like Willie Gault was for the Bears.
Tell me if you recognize a single one. I mean, Tyquan Thornton, I know that name.
Yeah, but he's just a rando.
Here are the rest of their wide receivers. So they're top 3: Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton.
Okay, yeah.
The rest of their wide receivers.
You've got in jail, underachieving rando. That's what you've got.
Tyquan Thornton is a good speed guy. He's a deep threat, but that's about it.
He's a rando.
But he's a rando who's really fast.
Okay. So there's a lot. Look, Racey McMath was really fast.
No, I understand.
Right? But with Patrick Mahomes, he's I'm
not saying he's great, but he at least has one trait that makes you think he could do something.
They all have a trait. It's why they're in the league.
Here's the rest of their wide receivers. I do know the name Jalen Royals. He was a pick out of Utah State.
Gosh, are we serious?
Cyrus Allen, Nico Remigio, Jason Brownlee, Jimmy Holiday, Andrew Armstrong, Jeff Caldwell, Amari Evans, and Jacoby DeJesus.
Jimmy Holiday played at Tennessee.
I have never heard of any of those 8 names.
That might be the worst wide receiving core in the National Football League.
Well, and again, it's that was wide receivers 5 through 12.
I mean, you had years to address this wide receiver room. Years. And I think the big problem is they keep banking on Rice. Rice is going to be the guy.
Or Xavier Worthy, right?
Well, even then, I mean, if you thought Worthy was the guy, and but we're not sure about Rice. If he can keep clean, then you got to go out and get somebody else. They haven't gone out and gotten anybody else.
Yeah.
They haven't. Now, didn't they draft a tight end this year? I think they did. I thought they should have gotten Stowers.
I don't see one on the depth chart that I recognize, at least. They might have drafted one late, but it's Travis Kelce.
They drafted one last year from Clemson.
They've got Noah
Jake
Gray.
Brenningstool,
Yeah,
who played at Ravenwood.
He's on here. Jake Brenningstool.
But he's their fourth.
Jared Wiley is on the roster.
Wiggles!
So, yeah. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to put the team on his back.
Okay. I know this isn't the Chiefs segment, but I'm hijacking the show today everywhere. I'm going to ask you, Parker, ready for this one?
I'm ready.
I'll go Jake first, and you go second. Do the Chiefs make the playoffs?
Man. No.
Parker?
I'm going to say yes, just because of Mahomes.
But where do you think they fall in the 1 through 7?
Maybe like a 5.
Okay, so you
see them, 6.
You see them as a wild card.
Yeah, I do not think they're winning the division.
I hate picking against Patrick Mahomes.
I do too.
Because
I learned my lesson.
But he's hurt.
But
if he was hurt, I mean, he was hurt last year, and that's the only reason.
When he got hurt last year.
They were bad before he got hurt.
True, but I still think they would have found a way.
Have they added? I mean, by the way, their 2 starting cornerbacks are gone.
Yes, they are now starting L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah,
and.
So is their defense better or worse? Did Chris Jones get a year older?
They got Mansour Delane.
I do like Mansour Delane, but he is a
player.
Rookie.
But yeah, they have Nick Bolton still. But yeah, the defense has players, but there's also some guys that I'm like, man, you're starting Cole Christensen and Kyrese Tunga.
That roster is so bad around Mahomes.
This is what I'm talking about.
That roster is so bad.
I mean, I'm looking through the AFC, and I don't think they're a top 7 team in the conference.
Look, they came here and got whacked. And I know Patrick Mahomes didn't play in that day, but I don't know if he was enough to win them that game.
I mean, I think they're borderline playoff team. But like, I'm looking through the AFC, the Bills are a better team, the Patriots are a better team, Ravens, Bengals, Texans, Broncos, Chargers. That's 7.
Do you think the Broncos and Chargers would be ahead of the Chiefs this year in that division?
The Broncos, absolutely.
Well, the Chargers too.
Yeah,
with their 2 tackles back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it's a good question.
And they play the NFC West.
Right.
So they get the Cardinals and they get the Raiders. All right.
Yeah, they get the Cardinals, the Raiders twice. And they're playing
and they've got the Jets,
schedule.
right?
Yeah. I want to say they play the Jets, they play the Falcons, but
look, the Jets and the Cardinals are the 2 worst teams in the NFL, are they not?
Yeah, Dolphins might be in there too.
Yes, the Dolphins also,
and they play them as well.
Yeah. Okay. So they've got 3 patsies.
They've got some easy wins on the schedule.
Yeah.
But you've also again, that stretch from November 26th to the end of the season. Bills, Rams, Bengals, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers.
That's what I said. They better be sitting on 7 wins when they get there.
And 4 of those 6 games are on the road too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they're not winning.
Yeah, I would say they would be my 8th best team in the AFC, but most of that is just because they have Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback. If Mahomes got hurt early on in the season,
but he's not going to start early.
He might. The recovery time's getting a lot better.
I think he'll be ready by week 1.
Do you?
I do.
And you just think they're going to run the heck out of the ball?
With Kenneth Walker?
But let's say Mahomes goes down again and has to miss even a month.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the worst teams in football?
We saw it last year.
Right, yeah.
We saw them come here last year
with Chris
and get drilled by a 3-14 football team.
Yeah, no,
one of their 3 wins, they didn't beat the Chiefs. They blew out the Chiefs.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And maybe I'm jaded because I watched it.
No, I think you're 100% right. That team, if they take Mahomes off the roster, it might be, I don't know if it's Dolphins bad or Cardinals bad, but it's probably a top 5 pick next year.
I mean, look, Tyreek Hill's gone.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is done.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they have as number 10 tight end?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's that anymore.
Name value, I think, carried a lot of weight there.
He's not a difference maker at this point.
Right.
He doesn't move like he used to move. And that's, look, he might be the best tight end of all time.
Right.
But Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
He took a pretty big step back last year.
It was 2 years ago. 2 years ago,
yeah.
he came in, he looked 10, 15 pounds heavier, and he clearly slowed down. He trimmed up a little bit last year, but he was still not the same.
He's lost
guy.
a step.
Yeah, maybe 2.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'll take your thoughts. We'll get back to quarterback coming up next. Cam Ward, along with 3 others featured on the Netflix show. We watched the first 2 episodes. We'll get into the saga that we alluded to of I'm not going to take a sack. Proceeds to take a sack. We'll do that coming up
in
next.
field goal range with a chance to take the lead. Now, it's a 56-yarder, but it's in Denver. So,
yes. It would have been tough for Joey Sly.
I remember that play.
But,
really
we talked about it that week, and so nothing novel that we're learning, but there was
it's even worse.
A little bit of the communication between Callahan and Ward that we'll get into coming up next.
Yeah,
Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly, next man up. 1-2-5 the game. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly with you. All of our football offseason coverage on 1025 The Game is presented by Tennessee Brewworks and Parman Tractor and Equipment. Going through quarterback, first 2 episodes. We watched him yesterday. Cam Ward featured along with Baker Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, and Joe Flacco.
Jaden Daniels boring.
Yeah, he was the one
boring,
that entertained me the least.
Yep.
The only story with him I was interested in was like the momager stuff. And it's much more normal than I think people tried to make it out to be. Like,
yeah, and I also like the smiling through watching Mariota win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay, Marcus.
Yeah, you could tell it was tough for him not to be out there.
Yeah.
And it's bad. The Falcons game they showed at the end of episode 2 where he didn't even travel. So he was definitely the least interesting. We'll talk some Flacco and Baker later on.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick segment here. I was going to get into the take a sack thing, but we're a little behind schedule.
That's my fault.
I wanted to bring up Cam Ward's parents are hilarious.
They're great.
Great. His dad, I love that they featured his dad after the Calvin Ridley drop.
Yeah. I think we all were his dad at that.
That was one of the funnier moments of that game of him just hunched over the railing.
Well, especially when Cam's like, my dad doesn't react to stuff.
Yeah. He's pretty stoic.
Yeah, when he reacts like that, it's bad.
Yeah, I love Cam. Yeah, I wanted
How
that one back
drop
too.
That?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like when you see plays like that, you're like, how do you eat? How do you eat without just dropping your food all over you?
And I like that Cam, back in the huddle.
Yeah.
Next play 0. Like that was all he said.
He was clapping his hands. He's like, let's go. I agree with you. I thought the way he handled the huddle after that.
Right. That's
pretty impressive.
Mature.
Yeah.
For a guy playing in his first NFL game, when you're trying to go make a play to get down the field and tie the game late, and he drops what was a very accurate ball down the field.
It was going to be 20 yards.
Right. You were going to be across midfield and give yourself a chance. And next play 0. His mom, like Cam saying the only reason he went to the draft is because his mom wanted a picture with Goodell was funny. And saving his ticket to the SAT, not like his SAT scores, but having that in a binder, just the ticket to get into the SAT. She doesn't have
a Cam scrapbook. She's got Cam scrap books.
Yes. That was when she pulled that out and was like, here's his ticket to the SATs. I was like, I think I threw that out within 3 minutes of walking out of my SAT.
Yeah. No, look, they're special people.
And
by the way, I will say Cam one day is going to thank his mom for making him go to the draft.
Yes, I agree.
Because only one guy every year goes first overall.
Right.
And you want to remember that moment. And I understand what he's saying. I just want to be with my family, blah, blah, blah. Go, you do it the way he did it, in my opinion. And you savor that moment. You earned that moment.
Yep. Yeah. I like Baker. They talked about his draft story too. And he said there were too many people that helped me get there. I didn't want to be at the draft. I wanted to be with them. And I get that too, but it's like, you dream of walking across the stage and shaking Roger Goodell's hand. I feel like that's the right way to do it.
It's your moment.
615-737-1025. Quick segment. We will come back. We will talk more quarterback after this. Cam Ward, Brian Callahan, with a meeting of the minds ahead of a 3rd and 24 in Denver. We'll talk about it next. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory, Curtis, Parker, Kelly, wrapping up the first hour of the show, reacting to the first 2 episodes of Quarterback on Netflix. Cam Ward featured along with Jaden Daniels, Joe Flacco.
It's the Joe Flacco show.
It is. It's Flacco and Mayfield are getting the most headlines.
Yeah.
And I think that's expected, right?
How much time do we have?
Like 7 minutes in the segment.
So the Flacco stuff is interesting. He's very mature.
Yeah.
Very able to answer all this stuff. And I think his story will get a lot more interesting as he gets traded.
Right.
I just saw him, maybe episode 3, I started where he got benched.
Yes.
And, you see the stuff where his son's in the huddle and another kid's like, hey, your dad got benched. And I'm like, yeah, that's tough. But to me, Baker's the most interesting. And I thought he'd be the most interesting just because of his personality.
Yeah.
His fire. So was this in episode 2 where he took the shot to the arm against the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you see practice afterwards? Or is that episode 3?
That might be early episode 3.
Okay. This is why quarterbacks struggle. Okay. Because they go out there and play when they shouldn't.
Right.
I mean, when you see his arm, you're going to be, what?
Well, and it's funny because Baker is going through what went wrong in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and
he was hurt.
He's like, I dislocated my shoulder and I probably should have gotten surgery.
Yes.
And I decided not to.
It's the same thing that happened to Mariota here.
Yeah.
He got hurt in the preseason against the
Patriots.
The
nerve damage.
Well, no, that was another one. This was his last year.
Oh, yeah. When he flipped into the end zone.
He tore his labrum in his left shoulder. And he couldn't put any mustard on the ball the rest of the year because he was in pain every time he threw the football.
Yeah.
But they needed him. So
right.
they put him out there until it was time just to go with Tannehill.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he would have played as well as Tannehill, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt. He's not going to play. These guys, and I know there's a difference between hurt and injured. Baker was injured. Marcus was injured.
Yeah.
And they both tried to play through it.
I don't know if Marcus played a healthy season after his second season in the league.
Well, I mean, look, his second season, he was healthy for 14 weeks, and he was fantastic.
And then he broke his leg, and you're coming back from that in 2017.
Yep.
And then 18, he had the nerve damage, and then 19, he had the labrum.
So 17, then he comes back, and he tore his hamstring in Houston.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And
he
that was 17 the year. He had like 13 touchdowns and 15 picks, but they still went to the playoffs.
Yeah. And he caught his own touchdown pass.
Yes, he did. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Cam Ward against the Broncos.
Yes. Sorry.
3rd and 24.
Yes.
4th quarter.
Down 1.
You're down 1. It's 13-12. Neither team has gotten the offense going at this point.
Defenses have dominated.
And quarterback shows Cam Ward run over to the sideline. They've called timeout, and he asked to see the play sheet. And he points to a play and said, let's run that
2
one.
plays.
Oh, it
was 2 plays.
Okay,
he said, call one of these 2, but make it fast.
And Callahan says, don't take a sack.
Yep, we're in field goal range.
And
don't take a sack.
Cam Ward says, don't worry, I'm not going to take a sack.
Yep, and he does.
Dan Moore gets burnt by Nick Bonito. Yep. He takes a sack.
But that's game awareness.
100%. And I would put almost all of the blame on Cam Ward for that because it's, hey, you go into that huddle knowing the one thing you can't do outside of turn the football over is take a sack.
And Nick Bonito is not a mystery.
Right. It's not
this is my number one concern is this guy right here.
Right. It's not like you don't understand. We watched him watching film about the protection trying to set it up against the Broncos. So it was not a mystery, and he takes the sack.
Yep.
100% on Cam Ward. I do with Brian Callahan, though, I do ask the question of, hey, your offense has not gotten things going. You've got 4 field goals at this point. You're in field goal range in Denver. Joey Sly was 4 for 4 at that point. Get 5 yards and make it an easier field goal and hope your defense stands up. I don't understand why you just say, oh, yeah, Cam, we'll run that play.
2 things. I can answer that easily.
Yeah.
2 things. Number 1, you want to show everybody you believe in your young quarterback.
Sure, yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, Brian Callahan wants to throw the football.
Yeah.
Brian Callahan wants to throw the football.
He
wants to push it down the field.
It's 3rd and 24. You're not getting it.
I get it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you've got a veteran quarterback who understands that and isn't going to try to be hunting on 3rd and 24 instead of just chucking the thing into the stands,
right?
You don't have to worry about it. And that's the hard part about being a head coach, man.
Right.
Is being able to say, hey, you throw it here or you throw it in the stands. I don't care if you've got a pocket or not. we're kicking a field goal
right
if you can't complete this first read here.
Yep.
Okay. And, because that's putting a lot of trust into him. And, Cam could sit there and say, all he wants. Like, and he knows he messed up.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's a learning experience.
But it still hasn't changed the way he plays completely.
No. And again,
but 3rd and 24, I totally agree with what you're saying. You're not going to get 3rd and 24. Your best bet might even be quarterback sneak.
Right. Just make sure you can run Joey Sly out there.
Yes. Like you can't, because you said draw, and I said no. There's a potential for a 4-yard loss.
3rd and long is usually draw or screen.
I am running a Tony Pollard dive over Peter Skoronski.
That's
what I'm doing.
And I've heard people say, and I agree with this, of you want to play your quarterback is comfortable with. And if it was 3rd and 9 from the same spot,
it's different.
I would agree with that. Of hey,
24.
You're trying to go convert. It's 3rd and 9. If Cam Ward has a play that he's like, I love that play, then great, run that play. But it's 3rd and 24. You need a miracle to convert that against the Broncos defense with Pat Surtain and Riley Moss out there.
You don't have time against that pass rush.
Against the pass rush with Bonito. And
you have to have one thought as a quarterback in that scenario.
Yeah.
3 points.
Right.
What helps us get 3 points? Because the thought of getting 24 yards, that should not be on your mind.
And that's a learning experience. More mature quarterbacks who have more experience are going to realize that 3rd and 24, getting the first down is now out of your mind.
Look, you're not an incarnate word here.
Right. How do I salvage this drive?
You got John Franklin Myers. You got Nick Benito. All right. You got dudes.
Surtain on the other side.
Dogs out there. I know you believe in yourself. That doesn't matter.
Right.
Check the ego at the door.
I blame Cam because you can't tell your coach, I'm not going to take a sack and then go immediately take a sack.
Yep.
But I also I think it shows you why Brian Callahan was just not a good fit of hey, you've got to step in there and say you're a rookie quarterback and this is game 1. And sure, if it's a shootout and it was 36-33 and it's if we give them the ball back, we're going to go down 2
we need
scores.
Points.
But
hey, you got 2 plays to get this.
You go up 15-13, you might have a chance to win that game.
Yeah.
And so
I think people felt good about winning that game at 15-13.
Right. So that one again, Cam Ward, you can't tell your coach you're not going to take a sack and go take a sack.
Yeah.
But Brian Callahan has to be the head coach in that moment and do what's best for the team and not just say, yeah, sure, let's run that.
I do not feel sorry for Brian Callahan at all because he just was not a good head coach.
Right.
I mean, he had 24 games to prove that.
Yeah.
And he did. But I will say he had 2 quarterbacks in 2 years who just he would tell them, don't do this. And they would do it. And I just what do you want? What do you want? He said, don't do this.
My favorite moment from Brian Callahan during his tenure was Will Levis in the Jets game.
What the F are you doing?
That was because that's what I was in the stadium for that game. That is what every single person was thinking when we just watched you blow the game against the Bears.
The pitch back to Tajay was infinitely worse than the flip to the sideline.
Oh, yeah.
Infinitely worse because you were a chip shot field goal away.
Well,
you're falling is
the result was worse in the Bears game because it was literally a pick six to gave them the
But it wasn't such a horrible idea as the first one.
I agree.
You're trying to get. He was trying to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
he's just flipping it out. Get it out. It just but it was inexperience.
Right.
The other one is just. Again, it's game awareness.
Right.
Game awareness. Where are we here?
I think you saw Cam Ward get better at that. He was taking less sacks down the stretch. He was turning the ball over. Yeah, the offensive line was better. But
you would like to see him grow.
Yeah, you'd like to see not having any issues like that.
Mike McCoy was also a quarterback's coach.
Yeah.
And I think Mike McCoy got more through to him than Brian Callahan was.
I'd agree with that.
Because I think he asked less of him.
Right.
And, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. All these guys have immense confidence.
Yeah.
I got it, coach. They've always had it. They've always been able to do it. But they're in the NFL.
Right. It's a different level. And tonight in our book club watching, we will get to see Brian Callahan get fired. Apparently, according to Nick Suss, they dedicate an entire 2 minutes to it. So excited for that.
The entire 2 minutes.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. Hour number 2 coming up next. We'll continue to talk quarterback. We might get into some Preds later in the show, too. We'll talk top 10 NFL wide receivers and much more. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 1025, The Game, second hour on this Wednesday. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis from News 2 in studio, Parker Kelly at the controls, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. We're going through quarterback episodes 1 and 2. We've talked a lot about Cam Ward. Trying to think of anything else from episode 2 that maybe was notable.
The Baker injury thing is just really intriguing to me. And again, the Jaden Daniels reactions to Mariota playing well.
Yeah.
I mean, he did and said the right things.
Right.
But you could just see, happy for you, Marcus. That you could see that was good. I think Baker's just infinitely interesting.
Baker, I think, is going to have a lot more fans after this show. Not that we didn't know what Baker Mayfield was.
I just love that he moved in with his girlfriend after 3 days.
3 days. Yeah.
I'm like, my daughter was like, that's not realistic, Dad. I'm like, honey, when you know, you know.
Yeah, well, I thought it was funny that they kind of overlaid their two conversations of she texted her sister and he texted his roommate, like, I'm going to marry this guy, girl. Like, I thought that was
funny.
It
took years for them to actually have coffee.
Right. And then they're like, oh, yeah, this is the one.
Yeah. And she's 4 years older than him.
I know.
Which is interesting.
I know. Yeah, I love that her dad pushed her. It was like, at the very least, you get to go to the Rose Bowl.
If you're not going,
right.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Flacco's different because he's older and he's got 5 kids. And you're impressed with his maturity throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
for sure. Not impressed with what he did with that Super Bowl Corvette.
I know, just sitting in the garage collecting dust
and cobwebs.
Yeah. I mean, that part was great that he says it's like, it just sits in the driveway.
It's a trophy.
His wife was like, I'm a functional person and that car is not functional. But I get it. Like, they're just everyday people who happen to be
high school sweethearts,
happen to be multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
Flacco, I thought it was great. His return to Baltimore, Bisciotti telling him that he's going to be in the Ring of Honor when he retires. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
His son telling his wife, I really hope Dad doesn't go off today. And they're like, why? And he's like, because I benched him.
Well, and then his wife admitting, I play fantasy too, and he was also on my bench.
Yes, that was great. No, Flacco was good. Mayfield. So this wasn't all from episodes 1 and 2. I will admit I cheated a little bit. There was a mashup of all of the trash talk from them, and like Flacco wasn't a big trash talker, but man, Baker Mayfield, he can give it to anybody anytime.
He needs it. It's fuel for him. And he, when you see him play with the injured arm, I mean, well, actually, the game before that with Houston,
the CJ Gardner-Johnson stuff,
he got hurt. He sprained his MCL, and CJ Gardner just giving him the business, and he's like, forget you, man.
Yeah.
And he goes out and he wins the game.
I mean, Baker Mayfield, king of taking things personally.
Yeah, Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson had said something about like, oh, if you give the Bucs a good quarterback they'll be great. Yeah. And so he took that personally. Yeah. And then, the Steve Wilkes thing, which I get, like, basically he was the one who ended his time in Carolina.
Sometimes not getting a job or getting fired are the best thing that can happen to you.
It's fuel.
And for Baker Mayfield, getting out of Carolina was great. I still remember that Monday nighter with the Rams. That was incredible. Yeah. Incredible. Walks off the street and just lights it up.
Right.
He was great. I love Baker Mayfield.
Me too.
And I think the NFL is better if Baker Mayfield is playing and good.
Yeah, and we're seeing right now some of the best of Baker Mayfield early on in quarterback. I'm interested to see
because he's hurt.
Right,
he's got a bad knee.
It falls off a cliff,
and he's got tendon and biceps injury.
Right.
So I mean, he is hurt and he is playing through it.
Yeah, and so we've had conversations about Baker Mayfield. I've asked the question of like, do the Bucs give him another long-term deal?
I would.
I wonder if you've hit the ceiling of what Baker Mayfield is going to do for you.
That's fine. But he's really good.
Are you good going 8-9, 9-8 every year?
But they didn't go 8-9. Look, last year they took a step back. The year before that, they won the division.
A bad division. I understand.
Did they win it?
They went 1 and
the AFC South has sucked for 20 years, and the Titans can't win it. The Colts haven't won it in 14 years.
The point I'm trying to make is I think Baker Mayfield is a really good quarterback. I just wonder if you've hit your ceiling of what you're going to do with him. And so that's the only point I make. But I love Baker Mayfield.
I will put it this way. I don't think Baker Mayfield's holding them back. Now, Baker Mayfield playing hurt might be.
Yeah.
But he's not holding them back.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he is a perfectly fine. He's playing up to the level Ryan Tannehill was while he was here. And I would give anything to go back to Ryan Tannehill level production here. But there was a point you hit the ceiling with Tannehill and everybody knew it. And I wonder if you're getting close to that with Mayfield.
Tannehill was very good for a stretch. So don't get me wrong. He never elevated the team through like a must-win scenario.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
that's why I don't think Baker does that either.
I think Baker's got like 14 fourth quarter game-winning drives.
Tannehill was good coming back in the regular season.
Okay. I'm
just saying in the playoffs, like you look at the playoff games Ryan Tannehill played. He threw for less than 100 yards in the wins over the Patriots and Ravens.
Yeah.
He was not good against the Ravens at home.
Not good against the Bengals.
And then was horrible against the Bengals.
Yeah.
So it's just like Mayfield, he has one playoff win, right? They beat the Steelers with the Browns and then they lost to the Chiefs the next week.
Yeah.
I think that's my question with Baker is, does he have more in him? And would you give him another 3 or 4 year deal instead of, and maybe you can do it, give him another 3 year deal and then draft a quarterback to develop behind him. I'd be fine with that, but I just think you may have hit your ceiling with Baker Mayfield.
I'm good. Look, if I had Baker Mayfield, I'd feel good about where I'm at. I certainly would rather do that than draft somebody.
I mean, if you're gonna win at a high level, you probably do have to draft somebody at some point, right?
I guess we're going to disagree on this. I think Baker can win a lot of games.
Yeah, but can he get you to the promised land? Like that's the question. And I wouldn't have said Sam Darnold could before this year, so I could be totally proven wrong. And Baker Mayfield leads the Bucs to a Super Bowl this year. Because I would have said the same thing about Darnold.
When we were talking about the quarterback rankings at News 2 on our Sports Extra Daily show, we were talking about Josh Allen versus Matt Stafford. And I don't have a problem with either one of them being number one. But when I raised the point of what is Josh Allen playing for Sean McVay?
Yeah.
The response was like, oh, my gosh. I go, okay, so what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
No, it's true.
Josh Allen's the best then, right? If you think he's that much better with Sean. So Baker Mayfield stays with the Rams.
Right, yeah.
What would you feel pretty good about him with the Rams?
No, yeah, and situation is a large part of this too.
And he's had receivers in Tampa. He's put up numbers in Tampa.
Yeah.
Has he been? I mean, how many years has he been there? 2?
3.
Has he been over 4,000 every year?
No. He had 3,600 last year.
Okay, but he was hurt most of the year.
So like 2024, really good year. He turned the ball over a lot, but really good year. 71% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns,
4,500 yards,
and 16 picks.
That's 2 seasons for a Titans quarterback.
No, 100%. The numbers are good. Again, it's the question of, is he going to be a guy who can win games for you in January? And he hasn't proven to be that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get you.
And again, we said the exact same thing about Darnold. Was he couldn't win the big one last year, and he proved us wrong. So
we have this discussion about Herbert and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
and I do not put him in that category.
I would say he's slightly Herbert is a better player.
Well, Herbert is immensely talented, but neither one of those guys wins big games.
Yeah, and there's a select few guys who you look at and say, that's a guy who can go win in the biggest moments.
Yeah.
Right. So
look, I'll just put it this way. I'm down 5 with 2 minutes to go at my own 20. And I could take Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence. It's not a hard decision.
I'd take Baker. Yeah.
It's not a hard decision.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And again, totally could be proven wrong because I would have said the exact same thing about Darnold. He was in the same position where it was like, yeah, he's a good player. Is he a guy who's going to elevate your team in the biggest moments? And then he went and did it. So
that's also a good example that coaching and cast matter.
Right. Yeah, he had Kubiak, and you give him the best receiver in football or one of the best receivers in football.
But even in Minnesota, you give him Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And wow, Sam Darnold can play.
Yeah.
And then, you put good stuff around him, and wow,
right,
he could play.
And that's, to bring it back to Cam Ward, that's kind of what you're hoping is.
Yeah.
All right, now he's got Brian Dable and Carnell Tate, and you don't know if those guys are going to be the ones to elevate Cam Ward, but you're at least giving him that infrastructure that you need to be a successful quarterback.
To find out.
Right. Yeah. To find out what he's going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You will know. You will know in the next couple of years.
Yeah. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'll take all of your thoughts on our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. You can also chat with us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe at 1025 The Game for live shows and exclusive content. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. This Sunday, 102.5 The Game will have live coverage of the Borchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Pre-Race at Nashville Super Speedway. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. and is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, and Big Shots in downtown Nashville. Quarterback released on Netflix yesterday. We watched the first 2 episodes. We were going through Baker Mayfield, and you made a good point of like, man, if he stayed with the Rams and got to play with Sean McVay, and we've seen the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan.
Shanahan gets the most out of every quarterback.
Rehabilitation clinic. Dustin from Hopkinsville says, I hope the Rams pick up Levis this year. Now, I don't think that's the case anymore since they drafted Ty Simpson.
We all thought that could be a possibility.
Right, because Will Levis is a perfect reclamation project for somebody.
Well, for a Sean McVay or even a Kyle Shanahan,
right?
To have him on your bench for like 2 years,
right, and
then see what he can do.
Exactly, because the physical tools has never been the issue for Will Levis. That dude,
or the desire to be good.
Right. We talked about during the break of like, if you look at Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield, you pick Herbert because he's central casting for NFL quarterback. Will Levis is pretty central casting of like, if you could build a quarterback in a lab, that's what he might look like.
Sure.
And if you get him into the right room where he has time to learn.
Yeah. Because he's got to learn.
Right.
I mean, you most of his mistakes are all about processing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really think that if he went to San Francisco or LA, I think Will Levis would turn into a pretty good quarterback.
Look, his agent has a really important job, and that's to steer him in the best place, not necessarily to succeed there, but to succeed in the next stop.
Yeah.
Who, like Sam Darnold going to Minnesota, but Sam Darnold was in San Francisco before that.
Yes.
So he had Kyle Shanahan and then Kevin O'Connell. He had 2 really good guys with good supporting casts to help him bring his game back.
Yeah.
And, Will Levis, I've said this a million times, hasn't played quarterback that long. And it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. And, unfortunately, he's going to be 4 years in now.
He's a free agent after this year.
But he can't just go to who offers him the most money. He has to go to the place that offers him the best opportunity to become a better quarterback.
Yeah. And we've talked about the Jaguars a lot as an option because Liam Cohen is there.
That's true.
That was his offensive coordinator in Kentucky when he had his best season.
And Liam got the most out of Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
He got more than Peterson did.
And I think that would be a good landing spot because I as much as we talk about if he went to Shanahan or McVay, it would be great. I don't think that's in the cards because McVay now has Ty Simpson. They've got their young project.
Shanahan been backing up Brock
Mac
Purdy.
Jones, who
but he said, so you think after the season, Mac Jones is going to be gone?
Yes. And honestly, Mac Jones is your prime trade candidate if somebody goes down in training camp. Like if
you're Flacco.
Yes. Yeah. If let's say, I don't know, Bryce Young gets hurt in Carolina.
Yeah.
They trade for Mac Jones. Then maybe there's an opening for Will Levis to go to San Francisco. So
Geno Smith gets hurt.
Like Jacksonville, their backup's Nick Mullins. I'd take Will Levis over Nick Mullins.
Well, I mean, Nick Mullins has had opportunities, and he's been with a number of teams, and he is what he is.
Right.
Which is not good enough.
Yeah. He's a low end to high end 3 at quarterback. And so I think that would make sense. Do you want to trade Will Levis in the division? I wouldn't care all that much because odds are he spends 1 year there and then he's a free agent and he goes somewhere
he's not going to play for you.
Right.
If he does, something went horribly wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all there's to it.
And everybody, you were out there for some of the practices. Everybody I've heard from says Trubisky was probably the best quarterback on the field during OTAs and minicamp.
I think it kind of changed daily.
But he was the guy who commanded the offense the best.
Well, yeah,
because he's been in the offense before.
Well, he's been in the NFL for a decade.
So you're not cutting Mitch Trubisky. You're probably not keeping 3 quarterbacks. So Will Levis is not going to be on this team when you get down to 53.
Probably not.
It's just you got to find the right landing spot for him. And you're right. His agent has to be trying to steer it in a direction where you don't end up in who's got a horrible, in New York with the Jets or something like that.
How about Minnesota? Minnesota would be a good landing spot for him.
Yeah. If they wanted to keep 3 quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, but like JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, do they trade JJ or something like that?
He looks done there. I mean, he looks done there.
Yeah. 9194 makes a good point, and he's saying Mac Jones would make a great backup for the Broncos. I know the Broncos have Stidham still, but maybe Sean Payton would be
saw
a good
Stidham last year in the playoffs.
Right.
It wasn't good.
Would Sean Payton be a good landing spot for Will Levis? Like, I wouldn't hate that.
But again, there's a difference between Levis and Mac Jones. Levis is a reclamation project, and a lot of people view Mac Jones as ready to go start somewhere to see if he's
right.
it.
Mac Jones wouldn't go to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Mac Jones would go either somewhere where he can compete with the starter, or the starter got hurt.
Yeah.
And they want to try and salvage the season.
I mean, look, you got teams that are going to draft a quarterback next year. He's not going to want to go there.
Yeah.
But where can he, like you said, the Atlanta Falcons, can he go compete there next year?
Yeah.
That's the Minnesota Vikings, can he go compete there
next year? Yeah.
Those are some of the who can you go compete?
That's where he would sign in free agency, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be his goal next year, is go learn from a good coach this year, sit the bench, and hopefully your stock continues to go up, and then you can go sign somewhere where you can compete.
You certainly don't want to go somewhere that's going to draft a quarterback in the first round. That's a death sentence.
Yeah. And that's with the NFL having free agency before the draft. You just never know, right? Like you look at Kirk Cousins with Atlanta a few years ago.
Yeah.
He signed that big deal with Atlanta, having no clue that they were going to spend a top 10 pick on a quarterback.
I don't think Arthur Blank did either.
Right. Yeah. So the Will Levis saga is going to be very interesting. And I know you've advocated to keep him through training camp, and that's what they've decided to do.
Well, look, I'm all about increasing his value and not, I hate when teams give people away. Like, I hated when the Titans gave away Malik Willis. They gave him away.
With Levis, though, I understand what you're saying of he can raise his stock. If he looks good in joint practices, looks good in the preseason, you might be able to get a 4th or a 5th round pick if there's a team desperate for a quarterback. Could also go down if he throws a bunch of stupid picks and you end up having to
from a 7th round to nothing.
You just might have to cut him.
Okay, well, look, if it's between a 7th round pick or cutting him, I don't care.
I mean, this is why I was hoping they would just trade him during the draft this year, because I felt like
nobody wanted him, Jay.
That's what I don't know. We don't know if they got offers, and I guess if they had gotten an offer, they would have taken it probably.
Come on. You don't think they would have traded him if somebody offered somebody, hey, we'll give you a 5th for Levis? They would have run to the altar for that.
Well, I was hoping they would use him as a trade up chip somewhere, and
I don't think he has that much value.
Right. So, we'll see. I guess you're right that there's much more room to go up than there is down. But you could end up just having to cut him at the end of training camp.
That's the risk, but it's not really a risk if nobody's willing to trade for him.
Yeah. And I guess, again, we don't know if there were any offers for Will Levis during the draft. And maybe it was just like, hey, we'll give you next year's 7th or something like that, or
pick swap,
pick 242, and
and
Will Levis
swap
for
7s
237.
Yeah, we're gonna swap 7s. All right, yay.
I mean, we'll see. The quarterback room is intriguing, even if there's not real competition in there. Like, Cam Ward's the starter, know Trubisky's the backup, but it is going to be intriguing to watch what Will Levis does as we go through training camp. He's going to be playing against 3s, so you would hope he would look decent.
Perception is always all part of this, and I was just looking at quarterback odds for this year, and like I don't understand what players are thinking sometimes, because Bryce Young going in the NFL top 100 in a ranking by players is like one of the worst rankings I've ever seen.
Lamar Jackson, the 69th best player in the league.
Yeah, and so he and Bryce Young are like 20 players apart.
Yeah,
according to the NFL players.
Yep.
I mean, come on. And then I'm looking at these Vegas odds. Okay. Bryce Young, 3,000 yards. Cam Ward, 3,250. Those are the Vegas numbers.
Yeah.
Those are the Vegas numbers. How the hell is he in the top 100?
Right.
3,000 yards? Are you kidding me?
I think some of these guys might just put quarterbacks down. They're honestly, I think it was Chase who said this, of like I think some players might just tell their kid, like, hey, fill this out.
like the top 25 ballots for the coaches poll where the SID fills it out every week.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, fill this out. I'll check it. But
but I mean, like Cam Ward's numbers, like projected by Vegas, are all better than Bryce Young's. Bryce Young has a good quarterbacks coach in Dave Canales, who's his head coach.
Yeah.
I like Dave Canales. But it's like, what is this perception of Bryce Young where he's and look, I understand the Panthers went to the playoffs last year, and they were way closer to like the Rams than we could ever believe.
Yeah, that is true. They were in that game.
But I'm still trying to figure out how.
Yeah, and they got into the playoffs, but they controlled their own destiny to get in and failed. It wasn't if the Falcons hadn't upset the Saints, then they would have missed it. So
like Bryce is awesome college player. And I think we've probably seen the best of him in the NFL. He is a wee little man.
Yeah. I think this is his year to prove he can be the guy because he's on his
3,000 yards is not it.
Right. Yeah. 3,000 is low. Dustin from Hopkinsville says Bryce Young is terrible still, can rarely throw over 200 yards a game and has a top 10 wide receiver, maybe top 5. I don't know who he's referring to.
He's talking to Ted. He's talking to Ted.
Ted did not get a single vote in the top 10. Well, we're going to talk about this later.
He's a rookie.
Right. Yeah.
He's got a bad quarterback. So that's a tough combination.
He is talking about Ted, but yeah, Ted McMillan, not a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. I would say probably he's a wide receiver 1, but
does he have top 10 potential? Yeah.
Yeah, but not right now.
How about this? Matt Stafford throwing to Ted McMillan.
Yeah.
Josh Allen throwing to Ted McMillan.
That is true.
Is he a top 10 receiver? Yeah, probably.
He might be. Yeah. 6'1",
but he's got Bryce Young.
And sometimes is Andy Dalton still there? No. Who's their backup now?
It might be Andy.
Is it still Andy?
I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
By the way, no one looks good in that uniform.
No.
I know people who like that uniform. I hate that
Cam Newton pulled it off for a while.
The black ones are nice.
The black
like the all black. The black helmets.
USFL uniforms.
I mean, they're definitely not towards the top of my uniform.
You guys remember Will Witherspoon?
Yes.
Linebacker?
Yeah.
I remember when they were playing in Carolina and Will was chasing – and Will is a big man. Played Georgia, and he's chasing down Cam Newton. And he jumps on his back, and it looked like a flea. And I was like, God, Cam Newton.
Was that the same game where Cam Newton almost started the brawl in the end zone?
Might be. Titans won that game.
Oh, then it wasn't that one. I was talking about the 15-1 season here.
Yeah, the Titans we got spanked. But Cam Newton and Justin Fields, really similar physically.
Yeah.
Just mountains of men, just huge dudes.
Yes. Yeah, that dude is we talk about built in a lab.
That's
Cam Newton. 615.
When he was done, he was done.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. He fell off a cliff faster than most anybody I've ever seen.
You know why? Because that's not how you play quarterback in this league. Because what happens? You get hurt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it is funny. Not that Jackson Dart is a small guy, but it's like he plays like Cam Newton.
He's never going to last.
He is not going to
last. I got 2 Giants fans at the station, and and they're like, "Oh, Jackson Dart." I'm like, guys, he's not going to last. He's not going to finish this season for you.
Yeah, we've now sent out the bat signal for New York Doug to text in.
Well, no, I mean, look, if he changes the way he plays he can. But if he's going to take everybody head on, he's not going to make it. He's got to grow up.
Well, and that's John Harbaugh he's had a running quarterback for almost a decade now with Lamar Jackson.
But does Lamar Jackson know how to protect himself?
Right, and that's what hopefully John Harbaugh has spent this entire offseason doing with Jackson Dart.
I don't recall Lamar Jackson putting his head down, taking on linebackers. Okay?
Lower the shoulder.
No.
Truck stick.
No, that's not what he does. He runs, he gets out of bounds.
Right.
Russell Wilson, for years, self-preservation.
Right.
Ran all over the place, self-preservation.
You would hope John Harbaugh has been pushing that all offseason with Jackson
I hope
Dart.
so, because he's a talented young athlete.
He is, yeah.
And I would like to see him around the league for a long time.
Yeah, but he's playing like he did last year.
No, and then being like, oh, that's what I play. That's what I'm going to do. How many times did you get concussed last year?
Too many.
Come on, man. Grow up. This isn't a macho contest.
Getting Brian Dable walking into the blue tent.
Yeah. Okay, again, that's a bad look.
Yeah.
So talk about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Coach, what are you doing?
Right.
I know you want to win, but what are you doing?
Yeah, like there's a difference between, as we said, playing hurt and playing injured. Like
he has a bruise on his brain, Coach. Yes. His brain is bleeding.
Yeah, Dable got a pretty significant fine for that.
And he earned it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He deserved it. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'll take your thoughts on our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. More coming up. We will continue talking football. Top 10 wide receivers released this morning in the NFL. We'll get into that later on. I did want to get into the World Cup semifinals. Second one today, England and Argentina. And there was a story around town that I actually saw from News 2 that we're going to get into here before the hour wraps up. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly, next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly with you. From the cockpit to the pit box, experience one of American racing's greatest stories. 102.5 The Game and Borchetta Bourbon bring true American racer, the Bobby Rahal story, to the Franklin Theater this Friday. 5 decades of racing history, rare footage, and a special live Q&A after the screening. Get your tickets at franklintheater.com. NFL.com. World Cup, only with 3 matches left. You've got semifinal number 2 today. There's a third place match. Loser of England and Argentina. We were just having a debate in the break there. The Lamine Yamal penalty yesterday. I understand.
Not a debate.
I understand it's a foul, and it by letter of the law, that's a penalty. But it felt so much like leaning into a pitch and getting rewarded with a home run. Like,
look, drawing penalties is a skill.
Sure,
it's a drawing fouls in the NBA. How many times do you draw a charge because you plant your feet and you accentuate? I mean, that's all part of it.
I guess that's true. It's like
but he makes a play on the ball and the guy kicks him right in the thigh.
Yes.
He was not close to hitting the ball. He was closer to hitting Lamine Yamal in the groin than he was to hitting the ball.
I guess it's just me not being a big soccer guy. That just it feels like foul baiting. Like
maybe.
And
I mean, maybe.
Like that's you meant like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like driving and just leaning into a guy.
How many times we see Larry Bird lower his left shoulder into the guy and then fade back and hit the shot and they call a foul? Oh, Larry Bird, 3-point play. And he initiated the contact. All right. Happened all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I guess I just dislike it because like a penalty kick is
it's huge.
It's like it's basically an automatic goal. Like obviously there's plenty of times when you'll see the keeper make a save.
When you are in that 18-yard box.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But it's like I envision it like in hockey of like, let's say Steven Stamkos, little slash, not much, little slash in the right circle. And they're like, hey, you're taking a penalty shot. Like instead of there should be different levels to it. I just hate that play ended up.
Like you just had my daughter for years played center back on defense. And she's given up some penalty kicks. Okay. Not a lot, but a few. And most of the time I'm like, that's bologna sandwiches.
Yeah.
She's making a play on the ball. They hit each other. It happens. I can't say the defender was making a play on the ball.
Well, you can see he just had his back turned and he was trying to spin and clear it. And Lamine Yamal just ran into his leg.
No, Lamine Yamal did not run into his leg. His leg ran into the Lamine Yamal.
The defender was making a play on the ball before he saw Lamine Yamal there, and Lamine Yamal ran into his leg. That is
Lamine Yamal is driving to the ball.
Yes, he was trying to make a play on the ball, but he initiated the contact. Like
he did not initiate the contact. He is running, and the guy kicks him in the thigh.
We're not going to agree on this.
No, because your take is absurd.
Well, I'm saying letter of the law. Yes, it's a penalty kick. I'm not disagreeing with the call. I'm disagreeing with the rule.
It's a good call. It's a foul, Jay.
I think there needs to be a higher burden of it needs to be more egregious.
If that was not called, all of Spain is going to invade the United States.
I'm not disagreeing with the call. It was the right call.
Okay,
I'm disagreeing with the rule.
If that's Christian Pulisic, all right, against Belgium, and that happens, and there's no call, what are you sitting here today saying?
Again, I'm not saying it was the wrong call. By letter of the law, that's the right call.
But you're saying you don't like it.
I don't like it because I think it's weak.
Would you think it was weak if it happened with the United States?
Yeah, probably. I would say the same thing. I'd be happy about the call.
I don't believe you.
I mean,
I think you're a huge liar, pants on fire.
I just, again, this is why I'm not a soccer person, because I
hate the flopping. That's number one.
The flopping is awful. Flopping is out of hand.
The flopping is ridiculous and horrible. But you are upset about this call, and it's a whoosh. This is right over my head.
It didn't end up deciding the game. Spain was the better team the entire time. So this
is an easy call.
I'm not disagreeing with the call. I'm disagreeing with the rule. I just don't. I think when every goal is so important in soccer, I think there needs to be a higher level of penalty in the
well, look, okay. So Balogun, okay,
yeah,
when he comes down on that guy's foot,
yeah,
all right. Look, is he trying to step on that guy's foot? No. And was the red card the right call there? Probably not. But it's certainly a foul, and it's probably a yellow. All right.
Yeah.
But Is he? And you could argue he's trying to make a play on the ball, but he didn't. He didn't make a play on the ball.
He wasn't even making a tackle. His teammate was passing him the ball. He was trying to get to the ball
He
and just got tangled up
right in the leg.
I'm talking about the Balogun play.
Yeah, okay, but but it's a foul. It's that's it. It's a foul. You engage the ball or you don't.
I just like the Lamine Yamal thing was not an imminent scoring chance. And it's that's my issue is like
if you don't stop him, it is.
I think you're giving penalties away too easily.
Oh, you seriously think we had this dearth of penalty kicks in the World Cup?
I feel like there's been a lot.
There was not one a game.
I don't follow soccer enough to know this, but when goals are so important in that game and you have games that end 1-0, I think there needs to be more, like it needs to be a card in the box that leads to a penalty kick. And I know that's not the rules. I'm saying I disagree with the rules. I know it's the right call.
If you thought it took a card, then you would have death and mayhem in the box. All right. It's already physical in there.
I know.
It would be way worse.
Again, and I'm not saying it was the wrong call. It's the right call.
It'd be a mosh pit.
It's just this is why I'm not a fan of soccer.
Yeah, I guess so. I vehemently disagree. I respect your opinion, and I respect my ability to say it's stupid, but I love you, Jake. Go
on. England or Argentina today?
I don't know.
Both are good.
The top 4 teams made it.
Yeah, they did. I'm going to go England.
Yeah. Look, England has been a lot like Spain, where they didn't play well early in the tournament.
Yeah.
But they've gotten better as time has
Bellingham
gone on.
is playing out of his mind
and Harry
now.
Kane is great too.
Yeah.
So, you've got that, but then you've got Argentina has shown you when they got it, when they're the team when you got to have a goal, has the ability to go get that goal.
I mean, 3 straight games they've been battle tested and have pulled it out. So it could go either way. I will be rooting for Argentina, but I'm going to pick England. I think England wins it. By the way, Parker, you're eliminated. I am one win away.
For reminding me.
I am 1 win away from winning our meaningless pool with Connor. 615-737-1025 is the phone number if you want to text or call. We'll wrap up the second hour of the show coming up next. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 102.5, The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly, finishing up the second hour. We're going to talk top 10 NFL wide receivers coming up at 11.
I like it.
But I was scrolling through X yesterday.
Twitter?
Twitter, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, we'll call it Twitter.
It's been, 3 years since it became X?
Nobody calls it X.
Yeah. I was scrolling through Twitter. And I saw a tweet from WKRN, from News 2.
Yeah.
And it was a video, and I clicked into it. Apparently, there has been a fight club in a backyard in Hermitage that was just shut down. Full-on cage matches that were going on. I'll read an excerpt from this story.
Is this real?
Yes.
Yeah, this is real. How did I not see this?
I will read this. This is from yesterday, or actually 2 days ago. Andy Corden wrote this.
Andy
Cordan, sorry.
He is our crime reporter.
Okay.
And God bless Andy. I mean, okay, just to set the table. Andy, whenever he does stories, I'm always just like, okay, what's this gonna be? And like, my favorite Andy moment, he comes out on the set and goes, guys, this is a wild one even for me. And I'm like, oh, I'm locked in. And that wasn't this one. This was about a naked guy who stole the state trooper's car in 840 and drove it 100 miles an hour down the road.
Oh my God.
Got him. But so, Andy had this one, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Yes, Andy Cordan. This is on News 2. Check it out, WKRN.com. After months of complaints about illegal backyard fights in Hermitage, the Metro Nashville Codes Department has taken action. Metro Councilman Jordan Huffman told News 2 he's been receiving complaints from his constituents in District 14 about this situation taking place behind a Hermitage house for nearly a year.
Why did it take a year?
Phrases like fight him, kill him. There are numerous issues in the neighborhood, cars on the street, loud noises, but most importantly, it's an unsanctioned fight where we've been hearing reports of people being charged at the door, prize money being on the line. There's been accounts of
they want their taxes
getting hurt, some underage. So the pictures are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Out front of this Hermitage house, there's like a line of 30 cars up and down the block on some of these nights. And you see a picture in the backyard where there is a metal cage for cage fights and it's not, no one's hiding it. It's just sitting in the middle of the backyard. It's a low fence. You can look over and see.
Do we have to discuss why this is illegal?
Do we have to?
No, that's what I'm asking.
I mean, yeah, sure.
No, I mean, is that necessary? Do we all understand why this is illegal? And it's not just because they want to collect taxes. Okay.
Yes.
Because people could die.
Yes.
So how long did you say this has been going on?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Which is my question. How does it take a year for police to address it? And number two, what's the difference between this and a Buffalo Bills tailgate?
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if they were jumping through tables or anything.
They throw people through tables at Buffalo Bills.
They throw babies through tables. Come on.
News 2 visited the house and found a man who said he just bought the place about 2 weeks ago, and he said there will be no more fight clubs here. So at least it's in the past.
Was it Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Was it Ed Norton?
We have broken the first rule of Fight Club on the show today.
But we're not in Fight Club, so we can talk about it all we want.
Yeah,
we're not that crazy.
That's true. Yeah, we're not in it, so we can talk about it. I love the jokes when Edward Norton and Brad Pitt were talking to each other at one of the World Cup games, and it was like, why is Edward Norton talking to himself up in the suite? 4312 says they were awesome to go to. No one is allowed to have fun in Davidson County.
Oh, so come on. Come on. Stop. I think Michael Vick said the same thing about his dog fighting.
I don't know if 4312 is being serious and he's actually gone to these, but he says for $20 I got the most entertainment I've ever gotten.
Yeah, and the guys in the ring got destroyed.
Well, apparently they were kids too. Like,
oh my god,
that is truly a crime. Then.
Right. I mean, it's
speaking of kids. Do you guys want the Ava practice report from today?
Yeah, sure.
So it's day 3 of middle school football practice. My daughter's playing full contact padded football, only girl on the team. First time ever. I've been adamantly against it. Okay.
Yeah.
I've talked to you guys about this, and I watched her the first 2 days, and I'm like, that girl looks miserable. And on the way out the door today, I said to her, do you still want to do this? And she just looked at me. Yeah. I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't want you to be miserable. And she's like, I'm not. So we go out. So I dropped her off, and then I had to come here.
Yep.
So her mom picked her up today. I'm picking her up, but her mom picked her up today. I just got the text. I read this to you in the break.
Yeah.
So Parker, here you go. To be honest, I really hated the first 2 days of football, and I didn't want to do it anymore. But I knew that if I quit the team, then that would be what everyone expected. But today, I loved it.
Yes.
I finally had fun.
Yes.
Felt good. And this is important. And best of all, felt like part of the team.
There we go. We love it.
So
I love it.
Ava, friend of the show.
That's a story of resilience right there.
Yeah.
It's stubbornness. 13-year-old.
Oh, you need to lighten up. Let her play,
Yeah.
Cory. Let her play.
It's not that I don't want her to play. I am worried about her getting hurt. She has better options, in my view. But I told her, I said, look, this is your journey. This is your path. You're the one who's got to walk it. I can't walk it for you.
Yeah.
I said, if I walked it for you, I'm telling you, I think you're making a big mistake. You have better options. You have things you're good at. But she, and I always say, I don't understand everything's going around in her squirrel brain. I think she wants a dare to be great thing.
Yeah.
And she's challenging herself, to do something that she thinks no one thinks she can do. And we'll see. We'll see if she has a role on this team.
Yeah.
I think there's a good opportunity for her to kick off.
Love it.
But we'll see. I mean, we still got a long way to go. She hadn't put the pads on yet. She's worn the helmet.
Yeah.
Pads go on. That's a whole nother obstacle because pads aren't light.
No, they're not.
And they're cumbersome and they're freaking hot.
Yeah. So, yeah. Especially once we get into August and
But she had fun today.
Keep stacking days.
Yeah.
Keep stacking days.
So she did a Titans camp this summer and she loved it.
Yeah.
And so going to the first practice, I'm like, this wasn't really that much different than the Titans camp, but she's wearing the helmet.
Yeah.
And so I thought the helmet's been the biggest problem because that's tough to get used to. But
it does take, it took me about a week.
Yes.
So she'll get used to it. She'll break it in.
I always say 5 days to a habit for everything.
Right.
But yeah, so I was excited to get that news.
We love it for Ava.
Yeah.
We love it.
So that's it.
Good day over at practice.
Yes.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. If you want to text or call, our phone line's driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. I did find a picture of the cage. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
The cage that they're fighting in.
That looks like a dog pen.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the stream. Is it
on a concrete slab?
It is on a concrect slab, it looks like. There's one lawn chair set up next to it.
Is that for hitting someone with? Is like Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming out with a piece of lumber?
Yeah, I mean, just a crazy story that apparently there was a backyard fight club going on in Hermitage. I will say, so I went on a family trip with my parents and my younger sister.
Did you fight her?
A few years ago. It was for my sister's graduation. We went to Norway, and we were in Oslo. Okay. And first experience in Oslo, we got off the train, we get to the hotel,
Erling
and
Haaland kicked you in the head and said that's not a foul.
We are walking.
If Erling Haaland kicked him in the head, he wouldn't be with us right now.
True.
Yeah, that's true. I would not have made it back. We are walking to go get lunch, and there is a ring of people on a street corner with two guys going full MMA.
Dude,
fight.
It's where Vikings are from.
They're going.
It shouldn't surprise you.
It's where How to Train Your Dragon
kicks full on
based on a true story.
I was
Viking.
Like, is this just
we are Vikings?
I was like, is this just what Norway is?
Yeah.
It's just like you walk in every street corner. There are two guys having a UFC fight.
Were they wearing armor?
No. These were just guys. Yeah, they didn't have swords,
or
the horns.
They're going full
head.
MMA style.
Did anybody yell skull?
Should I have done that? Skull.
Were they doing the rowing chant while they were fighting?
No, they weren't. But it was a commotion. I was like, wow. First impression of Norway.
Man.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. We've got one more hour on this Wednesday. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis from News 2, and Parker Kelly with you. Broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. We have just 2 more top 10 position rankings list to go through.
Yeah.
Safeties tomorrow.
Okay.
But we got wide receivers today. You went through and tried to guess them during a break earlier in the show. You got 8 out of 10. It was
in pretty quick order.
Pretty quickly. Yeah. You got the top 4 pretty much right off the bat, which are Jamar Chase 1.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Smith and Jigba 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, this is not ranking of how they played last year because Jackson Smith and Jigba obviously had the best year of them. It's about what the talent level is and what they think they can do this year. And
Jamar Chase is pretty sick.
I would agree that I think Chase and Jefferson are the top 2 guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, if you wanted to, I'm sure the highest rating for Smith and Jigba is 1.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody did have him 1.
Yeah. At least one somebody.
Yeah.
So,
somebody.
And then Puka's 4.
Puka is 4.
I whiffed on 5 and beat myself up over it afterwards.
Yep. Amon-Ra St. Brown is number 5.
Who's very, very good.
We went through his last 3 years. Just ridiculous.
He's great.
115 catches minimum in each of the last 3 years.
You know who the Titans picked over him?
Des Fitzpatrick. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Not just picked him, traded
up. No, we had this conversation yesterday, and I was like, I said, it's totally fine to say you're second guessing on a lot of draft picks when it's like, oh, you could have picked this guy who was on the board.
Like the whole league could have had him.
But I was sitting there on the couch when they traded up and I saw the Titans logo flash. I said, it's got to be Amon-Ra. Yeah. And then they took Des Fitzpatrick. I'll never get over
like if they didn't take Des, someone else is going to scramble to go get him.
He was projected to be a 7th-round pick, and they traded up to like 102 to take him.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb is 6. George Pickens is 7. So
there's our debate.
Yeah, right, the Cowboys back-to-back.
Well, and you know they're probably costing each other votes.
Yeah. So the highest ranking for CD was 3.
Okay.
Somebody did have him unranked. George Pickens, the highest ranking was 5 and was also unranked.
Did Puka have first place votes too?
Puka did not. His highest ranking was 3.
Okay. Oh, really?
Amon-Ra got a second place vote. And then the top 3 all got first place votes.
All right. So we're at 7. So
7,
8, 9, 10. AJ Brown.
Nico Collins.
Oh, Nico Collins is 8.
Yeah. Okay. Number 9 is AJ Brown.
Who's probably really upset about that.
And 10 is Devontae Adams, which I'm a little surprised about. He did lead the league in touchdowns.
Lots of touchdown catches for Mr. Adams.
Chris Carter. He's the new Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Yeah, that is true. Devontae Adams is the new Honda Accord.
When the Rams are inside the 5, it's money. It's money to Devontae Adams.
Right. And like him and Puka do complement each other well in that offense.
Well, and at this point in his career, he seems kind of good with being that guy.
Hey, if you're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning and you're scoring touchdowns.
So here's the most interesting one for me. The first honorable mention.
Okay.
Malik Neighbors. I think Malik Neighbors is a top 10 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, but he played 3 snaps last year.
You have no idea what that knee is going to look like.
Yeah. And now it's even worse.
There were reports this week that he's going to be out there for training camp. So I'll kind of believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
But I've also seen reports that it's likely he starts the season on the PUP list.
Yes. Which
would be good if you're a Titans fan because the Titans play the Giants week 3. So you might miss out on Malik Neighbors. But that's the interesting one to me because I would take Neighbors over Adams, AJ, and Nico Collins. I think I would put Malik Neighbors probably in there with Pickens. When healthy, I think Neighbors is that good. But his knee may never be the same again.
I like Malik Neighbors. I've just never seen enough from him.
His rookie season was pretty.
Yeah, it was.
Ridiculous.
It was, yes, but those other guys are all really good.
No, they are good. They are good. And I understand why he's on the outside looking in because last year, Devontae Adams led the league in touchdowns. And those 3 guys have been healthy, and you know what they're going to be heading into this year. With Malik Neighbors, you don't know what he's going to look like coming back from this injury.
Yeah. No, you don't. And you don't know what his quarterback situation is going to look like in week 5.
Yeah, it's true. Jackson Dart keeps playing like Cam Scattaboo.
Yeah.
Others in the honorable mentions, Mike Evans, number 12.
Yeah, and he's obviously been great. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He is on the back 9.
Right.
Clearly on the back 9.
And the contract he got from the Niners. I mean, he's making a lot of money.
Look, everybody celebrate. Oh, well, the Niners did it, so it's a great deal. Dude, he gets hurt all the time. He has hamstring issues all the time. And he is like 35 years old.
Yeah, I am interested to see how Shanahan uses him. And if you give Brock Purdy that big red zone target in Mike Evans, like I think that
if that's the way you want to use him, to be like, hey, he's gonna, we're gonna limit his snaps,
right?
And we're gonna primarily use him in the red zone
and third downs.
I'm kind of for that. I am leery that he can stay healthy for 17 games playing a full load of snaps at this point in his career.
Yeah. 13, Zay Flowers.
Yeah, no way.
I think that's a little high. 14 is really Tyreek Hill.
I mean, when he played, man, electric.
32 years old.
But I feel like I haven't seen him in a long time.
His knee injury, we talk about Malik Neighbors being bad. Tyreek Hill's was worse.
Well, and that's a guy whose whole game is predicated on speed and change of direction.
Yeah, you lose a step and a half as Tyreek Hill.
We saw that with Chris Johnson.
Yeah, like a lot of your game goes away. Yeah. You can still be a fine player, but I wouldn't say he's the 14th best receiver.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know how to put on this list. Here we
go. Drake London's 15.
Yeah, that's to me the biggest oversight.
Yeah.
I would probably have Drake at 10.
I think London, I like Drake London. I don't know if I'd put him in the top 10.
Would you rather have Drake London at this point of his career versus Davante Adams at this point of his career?
I'm taking Drake London.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about when Davante's in his peak.
Are we saying for 1 year?
No, it's like right this year. You can have one of the two of those guys. Which one do you want? I want Drake London.
I guess, the quarterback situation is probably skewing my brain here because
he's been successful despite
Davante Adams playing with Matthew Stafford. I'd take that versus
but that's
Drake
not what
London.
we're talking about.
But if you're saying just in a vacuum, I'd probably take London.
So I think London's the biggest oversight. I think having him at 15 is even worse.
The excerpt from an NFL coordinator, really solid in most areas, great at the 50-50 catch, great in the red zone. He won't take the top off as often as some others, more of a possession guy, but really good in his role. He'd probably be more of a household name with better quarterback play, which I think is true. 16, Jameson Williams with Detroit.
Yeah, he and Devontae Smith are kind of the same guy.
Yeah, Devontae Smith got votes too.
They're both twos.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can be a 2 and be top 10.
But the Lions, I think you put them in that conversation of best wide receiver duos.
Yeah.
I think along with Cowboys, Bengals, Rams.
And I know people will say, well, Cory, Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb. Well, Pickens isn't a 2. He's a 1.
He'd be a 1 most places.
They have 2 1s. They have 2 1s.
Also receiving votes. Anybody who surprised you here? Alec Pierce, T. Higgins.
Yes.
Alec
Pierce, yes. The dude's never caught 50 passes in a season.
Yeah. He is a guy who does one thing really, really well.
Yeah, he goes and gets the ball.
Yeah,
he's great.
He's had one season over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
And it was 1,003.
So what's his most catches in a season?
47.
47. Man.
47. That's not even 3 a game.
Yeah.
So
he did lead the league in yards per reception, though.
Yeah,
that's
great.
His
trait.
That's great. That's great. But you're not even averaging 3 catches a game, which tells me you're not that big of a part of the game plan. There's no way you can be in the top 10.
Yeah. Now with no Michael Pittman, I think Tyler Warren's going to be a big part of their game plan.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the tight ends with you. Warren number 5. I think Loveland was 7.
No, I think it was 4.
Oh, he was 4.
I think he was 4.
Yeah, he was up there.
How is Alec Pierce ahead of guys like T. Higgins, DK Metcalf?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I'd take Ladd McConkey over Alec Pierce.
Brian Thomas Jr. got votes. That kind of surprised me after the season he had last year.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was brutal.
It was a bad season, but like if you told me the Titans could get him, I'd be like,
yeah. Oh yeah, if you could buy low on Brian Thomas Jr., I wouldn't hate it after what we saw his rookie
Jacksonville.
Season.
You got you've always got to weigh that.
But it's it was a Jaguars team that was good last year.
It's still Jacksonville.
They won 13 games, and he just what were his stats last year? It was just
they were talking about getting rid of him.
There was a lot of talks about him being traded. So rookie season, 87 catches, 1,282 yards, and 10 touchdowns. That's a
pretty good.
Great year. Last year, 48 catches, 700 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he did average the same amount of yards per catch. He just had less catches and way less touchdowns.
I don't know what happened between him and Liam Cohen, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Because the rookie year says he could play.
Right. The rookie year says he's ascending to be one of the top 10 wide receivers in the league.
Unless he's got something happening off the field that's changing him as a person on it, I wonder what the coach, and that could be the case.
Yeah, we don't know.
But,
this is a big year for him.
Yeah.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. That was the top 10 wide receivers in the league.
Do you like the order?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of problems with that list.
I think Jamar Chase is the most physically dominant, gifted.
Like if you remove situation, coaching staff, and just say, give me one wide receiver right now in the league, I think I'd take Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I would too.
But I think the top three is pretty clear cut. Yes. It's Jefferson, Chase, and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you voted any of those three number one, I probably couldn't argue with you.
Yeah. They all got first place votes. No one else did. Yeah. So I think that's pretty
I am
clear.
surprised Puka didn't get one.
Yeah. Puka didn't even get a second place vote.
Yeah. That surprised me.
Yeah.
That surprised me. Puka's been a dominant player.
I would say he's in that next, him and Amon-Ra.
Are okay. Parker, you guys, are he and Amon-Ra similar?
Who Puka?
Puka and
both physical receivers.
Yeah. Amon-Ra, correct me if I'm wrong here, Parker. Amon-Ra plays more out of the slot than Puka does.
Yes.
No. I just always feel like I see those guys both doing things with the football.
Yeah, they're both really good after the catch.
I mean, Detroit's going to use Amon-Ra any way they can. And Puka's been getting a lot of jet sweeps, which surprises me because Puka's not exactly fast.
No, but he's good with the ball.
But he's good with the ball.
And he's big.
So, yeah,
that's why I view both these guys as like not the same position necessarily, but similar types of presence in the game. High volume, high yards after touch, because it can be handoff or catch. They're both different, and both of them have physically been able to stand up to the load that they've been given.
And both day 3 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, at the Titans game last year, they were throwing him now screens. Puka just getting the ball and Puka, just like run, go.
He had the end around for the touchdown against the Titans in week 2. So
and Puka had one of the slower 40 times.
Right. That was a big reason why he slipped.
And even the gauntlet drill too.
Jerry Rice.
Exactly.
4.6, right?
Yeah.
Some guys doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anquan Bolton.
Game speed's different than
was it Anquan Bolton 4.7?
Yeah. It is funny. Yeah. We haven't brought up Cardinal Tate's 40 time at all since he got drafted.
No,
like it was a huge story during
because
the draft.
In practice he looks really freaking.
I honestly really didn't even care about the 40 time that much.
I didn't care all that much either. You know what I realized the other day? I was just thinking about this.
I'm a genius.
We're getting completely. I was thinking that Cory's a genius.
Yeah.
But this is completely off topic. We never hear anything about the S2 cognition test anymore. You remember that summer or the spring heading into the 2023 draft when it was all we talked, CJ Stroud has a horrible S2 score, and I've never heard of it again.
Well, I think there's a reason for that. I think teams
were pushing it.
Yes, because they're trying to get him to drop. And I think that team might be here in Nashville.
I really, the more I think about it, I think the Titans were putting that out there heavily, but it's just so funny. It was the biggest story heading into the draft of CJ Stroud. Like you look at Ohio State, but his S2 cognition score was so low.
Yeah.
And what was Cam Ward's S2 score? What was Fernando Mendoza? I have no idea.
When did the Wonderlic become a big deal?
Right.
Vince Young.
Yeah, that's true.
Who was pushing that? Jeff Fisher.
Yep. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Top 10 wide receivers. I did find it interesting. Neither of the rookies from last year, Tet McMillan or Emeka Egbuka, got a vote.
Emeka Egbuka was fabulous
early in the season.
But Ted McMillan, I'm a little surprised to not hear him in there.
He did not get a single vote. So going off that,
I'd take Ted over some of the guys we heard on there.
Yeah, I agree.
Jameson Williams, I'd take him over that.
Yeah, you take Ted over Jameson Williams
long term. I think
I think because I think Jameson Williams is a 2, and I think Ted's a 1.
Okay, that's fair.
And that doesn't mean I dislike Jameson Williams, but I think he is a speed guy.
Yeah,
that's his trait.
Fits perfectly in Detroit.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, he is a great compliment to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Right,
where Tet McMillan's going to catch 88 for 1,400 by himself.
Right,
because he is physically superior.
And I was surprised he did not at least get a vote on this list.
I was too.
But no rookies. So begs the question of Carnell Tate, 4th overall pick. When do you expect him to start to crack this list and get towards the top end? Of
Week 2, Jake.
Week 2 against the Eagles. We'll talk about it coming up next. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly with you. A few more segments on the show. We were going through the top 10 wide receivers as voted on by people in the NFL, executives,
we don't
coaches,
hate the poll.
Scouts. I think it's about right. It's about right.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of 10, but
yeah, with Devontae,
Devontae Adams, a Hall of Famer. So don't get me wrong.
You could have gone a lot of different directions with it, but they went Devontae Adams, established guy, 14 touchdowns last year.
Who was 15? It was
15
Drake London.
was Drake London.
Yeah, Drake London's the guy I would have had in there.
Well, I mentioned no rookies getting votes. Tet McMillan doesn't get a vote. Emeka Egbuka doesn't get a vote. With Carnell Tate, I've said if he has Tet McMillan's rookie season, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, I think that's beautiful.
It's great.
So I don't think you need to see him cracking this list after his rookie season. That would be cherry on top. It would be great. But I do think by his second year, you'd like to see him be top 15-ish.
Yeah.
Ish. Like I think you'd like to see him be. I'm looking for a good example here.
Well,
like Malik Neighbors is 11. I think maybe that's a little high, but
I think number one, 1,000 yards doesn't need to be a question.
No,
he should be 1,000. It's assumed.
He should be 1,000-yard receiver every year.
It's assumed
beyond his rookie season.
Yes, it should be assumed. He's the 4th pick of the draft.
Yes,
it should be assumed.
Yep. And I look at some of the guys on the others receiving votes. I like Ladd McConkey. But like we talk about Alec Pierce. Like Alec Pierce
the worst one
has less than 50 catches in every season he's played.
Yeah. How is he a top 10 receiver?
Carnell Tate should be viewed as a better receiver than Alec Pierce within 2 years.
And again, just because we're like saying he doesn't belong on those doesn't mean we hate Alec Pierce.
He's a good receiver, but he's not the 16th or 17th best receiver in the league.
We're talking about the top 10.
Yeah.
So that means he got votes to be
a top 10 receiver.
Yeah. All right. So that means you like Alec Pierce over Tet McMillan.
I mean,
you like
him
Pierce,
over like AJ Brown,
and you liked him over Drake London,
right?
I mean, come on,
yeah,
that's not serious.
Well, there are some of the guys in the top 10. In fact, all but the top 3 were left off the ballot by at least somebody.
So I'm on Ross St. Brown.
Somebody had him as outside the top 10.
Okay, that person's vote that just needs to be torn up and thrown.
Some
out.
of these are some of the voters. Like I think. I said this the other day. This is a better exercise than the NFL Top 100.
Yes, it is.
Because it's much easier to compare guys within position groups than who is the best player in the NFL. It's apples and oranges, comparing Myles Garrett versus Josh Allen. So this is a better exercise, but there's clearly some guys who either don't care about this or just don't know what they're talking about. Who had Jeffrey Simmons as the 8th best defensive tackle in the league?
Well, and go to Peter Skoronski. Somebody voted him the number 1 interior offensive lineman in the league.
Yeah.
He had a first place vote.
He had a first place vote. Yeah.
At least one. And I love Peter, but that's a huge step.
Right.
That's a huge step.
Yeah. There was one for Mahomes that I thought was insane. Let's see. Going back to quarterbacks. Somebody had Patrick Mahomes as the 9th best quarterback in the league. And
that could be injury related in their
analysis.
Maybe
it's just like, hey, we're not sure coming off the injury, but I'm like, man, 9?
No. Yeah, well, I mean, who are you putting ahead of him? I mean, really?
Right.
If you got Dak ahead of him?
Sure, if you want to put Allen, Stafford, Burrow, Jackson, like if you want to put those 4, it's at least not completely egregious. But yeah, you get into like, I'm putting Dak and Justin Herbert ahead of Patrick Mahomes. It's like, all right, you're not serious. That's unserious. 7410 asked the question, where would Carnell Tate have been drafted in a normal year with receivers?
That doesn't matter because Jackson Smith and Jigba, you could ask the same.
20, yeah.
He was the first receiver off the board.
Right.
And you know what? He's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I mean, if he's in a draft with Jamar Chase, yeah, he's not going first.
I think Carnell Tate is a similar prospect to Tet McMillan, right? Like maybe even slightly better. And McMillan went 8th 2 years ago. So like Carnell Tate was a top 10 pick in whatever draft you want to pull out.
I will say this: if the Titans didn't take him at 4, the Chiefs were taking him in the top 10.
They said as much.
They were probably trading up to do it.
Right. It was it Delane who said that? It was like they told me once Tate was off the board that I was their guy or something like that.
Yeah. They were going to go get him.
Right. So Carnell Tate was not lasting past 6.
No.
And so
there were other people who thought a lot of
I think Carnell Tate was a top 10 pick in most drafts. I don't think he was a top 5 pick in most drafts. But it's just you got to play the board that's in front of you. You can't say, oh well, he's probably the 9th pick in a better draft.
Now, I mean, look, you can look at the linebacker. What's the young man's name?
Arvell Reese.
Yeah, Arvell Reese, and go, this guy's got all the traits of a top 5 pick, and you could say, if you're just going based on talent, that he should have been the pick, you can certainly say that. But when you look at need, which is what you hate on draft day, but also system, Arvell Reese, not the best fit for the Titans defensive system.
Yeah.
Now again, I always believe you take great players and you work
it
out.
It work, yeah.
But when you're when you're just dissecting it, which guy helps us the most?
Yeah, and you get your number 1 overall pick quarterback, a running mate. Yeah. So
and this team's been looking for a number 1 receiver since they traded away AJ Brown.
Yep.
And and look, the Titans clearly really liked him.
Yep.
This wasn't, oh, we're gonna pinch our nose and take the pick. This is, no, we love this guy.
Right. And it's different to hear from other teams. Like, we heard a source from the Chiefs say that they wanted Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
And the Commanders really like Carnell Tate. It wasn't like Rand Carthon when you said, oh, I got 4 phone calls saying that I stole their pick. Like, it's different to hear it from if Mike Borgonzi was like, oh, everybody told me it was a great pick, versus hearing, hey, if the Titans passed on him, the Chiefs were coming to get him.
Yeah. And when you heard all that, it all made a little bit more sense. Because I was not on board with Carnell Tate before the draft.
Right.
Because I'm still leery of his numbers in big games.
Yes. And I wanted Jeremiah Love over Carnell Tate, but that wasn't the option anymore. Right.
Yeah,
there was no choice there.
But I always say these guys should know more than we do. It's their job to scout these guys and to be evaluators, and they should know more than we do.
Yep.
And when I actually got to watch the young man work out, my opinion changed.
Right. He made a very good first impression during the offseason program.
And even really when I first met him at the draft.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Because I met him and I'm like, you got long hands and you're a long body. And I'm like, you look good. Now and then I saw him on the practice field. I'm like, okay, yeah, it looks good. And so, that's why I always, you could say, oh, you're just, hedging your bets. No, I'm not. I'm admitting where my faults are.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I wasn't thinking Carnell Tate was in the cards for that pick.
It wasn't even a consideration.
Based on the rumors we had heard, it didn't seem like it was in the cards.
Look,
so it surprised me.
I was in the room. The room gasped when the pick was made. No one was considering it.
It was a surprise. That doesn't make it a bad pick. And we're all way too quick to judge draft picks on draft night. Let's see what they do. And so I'm excited to see what Carnell Tate does coming up 2 weeks away from training camp.
I need to see 68 catches for at least 800 yards this year. That's what I need.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah.
And then next year I need 1,000.
Yeah. He has 1 year where he can't be where he can be healthy and not get 1,000 yards. That's this year.
The one thing I'm worried about holding his production back is target volume to Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yes.
Because if he gets 12 targets a game like he's getting in New York, that only leaves so many other targets.
Right. Well, we did go through the Malik Neighbors rookie year, and Wan'Dale got 140 targets. Malik Neighbors got 170. Okay. So it's not again, I don't think Carnell Tate is the prospect Malik Neighbors was, but that proves that Dable can find both of them.
Carnell Tate, Malik Neighbors is also a guy you get the ball at the line of scrimmage to.
Right.
And I don't think that Carnell
Tate maybe sometimes, but he's not going to be, you're not running screen passes for Carnell Tate consistently.
He's not that athlete running back playing wide receiver. He's not like DJ Moore.
Right.
Jamar Chase. These are stronger, more physical wide receivers.
Right.
Am I crazy for wanting 1,000 yards from Carnell Tate?
No, you're not. You're not
this
year.
Not.
But you're right. And that's why I say I need at least 68 for 800.
That's what I'm saying. I want 1,000
that should be bare minimum.
But
if
he's under 800 yards and was healthy the whole year.
If he plays 17,
that's an issue because 800 yards in 17 games is
less than 50.
It's 45 yards a game.
Yes.
So
that's what I'm saying.
He needs to be better than that if he's at least better than that if he's out there for all 17.
Parker, I don't think you're crazy, and I expect him to be good.
Yep.
Now go look at JSN and how he came into the league.
Right.
Now he also had Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf with him.
Yes. He
did. That he's working his way into that, but that's kind of the track that I look at for Carnell Tate and say I would like this. I'd be happy with this.
Yeah, JSN only had 63 catches for 630 yards his rookie year.
Yeah,
but playing
behind those
DK
two guys.
Metcalf, he was not the focal point of that.
Carnell
offense.
is not playing behind those two guys.
But then he went second year once DK was traded. 100 catches for 1,100 yards.
Boom.
So
that's what I'm looking for year 2.
Right.
I need at least 80 catches year 2.
Yeah, I would say I'm less worried about the rookie season production. You want him to have a really good year, but year 2 is when you need to see him become a guy who's going to be on this list 2 years from now.
Or at least in the honorable mention.
Right, yeah. Somebody that you scroll through the top 10 wide receivers list and you expect to see Carnell Tate's name somewhere in the article.
Yeah, I agree.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. Our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We got 30 more minutes with Cory, Jake Lyman, Corey Curtis, Parker Kelly. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Jake Lyman, Corey Curtis, Parker Kelly. Couple more segments left with you. Chasing Big Joe coming up at the top of the hour. Tomorrow, it's a TD Thursday. We are back on our regular schedule with TD. He'll be in at 9 a.m. Corey, you watch any of the MLB All-Star game last night?
Sorry. I watched the National League, and basically, I watched both teams swing and miss a lot.
Yeah, it was a very boring All-Star game. 3 runs scored in the first inning for the AL.
Yeah. And I missed the first inning. I missed the first inning.
I did too. I was picking my wife up at the airport, so I missed the first inning.
So the only run I saw scored was the home run by what's his name, Vargas?
Yes. Yeah.
He just smoked it.
But
the pitchers were overwhelming.
The best part of the All-Star game last night was the Sandlot, where they sang "America the Beautiful" and the kids rolled out on the bikes. Oh, I
saw the fireworks display.
Yeah, that was what it was.
Oh, okay.
So you've seen the Sandlot, right?
I've seen parts of it.
Oh, you haven't seen
I know for a lot of people it's their favorite movie.
Are you kidding me right now?
Look, guys, that's not me. That's not me.
Okay.
I'm the natural.
No.
I'm Robert Redford. I'm the natural. That's the way I roll.
So when did
how long have you worked in sports?
37 years.
Okay. And you have never seen The Sandlot in its entirety?
Not in its entirety, no.
I guess The Sandlot came out in 1993. So it's like...
I was graduating college.
Yeah, you didn't relate to the kids as much. But like anybody who grew up beyond 1993, I think loves it because it was like that was the kid baseball movie.
Yeah.
But basically it was a 5-minute tribute. And
when I was a kid, The Natural came out.
Okay, yeah. The Sandlot, there's a scene in it where it's like the only night game we played was on the 4th of July where the fireworks lit up the sky.
Yeah.
And so they did the fireworks, and during that, America the Beautiful is being sung, and it was awesome. It's one of the best scenes in the movie. And so I immediately was like, all right, I'm going to put the All-Star game on the iPad. I'm watching The Sandlot. So I watched The Sandlot last night after that. It got me in a nostalgic mood to watch the movie.
Have you watched The Natural?
I have seen The Natural, yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
It will always be my favorite baseball movie.
Natural, what else have you not seen, Corey?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, but there's some, I can tell you what I haven't seen.
Okay.
Harry Potter.
You've never seen Harry Potter movies?
I do not care. I do not want to watch
it.
Good.
They're good.
See, I watched my wife's a big Harry Potter fan. I watched the whole thing.
I'm a sci-fi guy.
I watched the whole thing, and I cannot remember the movies for the life of me. I don't know what it is. I didn't fall asleep in them. I can't remember.
I was a big Harry Potter guy. So I read the first 5 books. I didn't finish.
And that's what I always hear people. They've read all the books. They saw me. I am.
I'm not reading the books.
I'm a Star Wars and Star Trek guy.
Harry Potter, I mean,
and Marvel, right?
And Marvel, yeah, absolutely Marvel.
Spider-Man, Brand New Day coming out.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that one.
Yeah,
I already got my tickets, and
I'm actually excited for Supergirl.
It's already out, isn't it?
It's already out.
Okay, I need to go see it.
I'm excited. The Odyssey comes out tomorrow
night,
right?
Yeah.
A little long. I'm a little older. I don't know if I can stay awake for the whole thing.
If Christopher Nolan's directing it, you can make it as long.
The stories I'm hearing from Matt Damon about how demanding the filming for that thing was.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable!
Yeah. So I also have not seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh no, we were just talking about Pirates.
The looks I'm getting right now.
Good.
Holy God!
Yeah, okay, man. You don't need to watch 4 or 5. Don't even bother with it.
Yeah, I mean,
the first 3 are cinema.
Okay,
I'd say for Star Wars, you don't need to watch
the sequels.
Hope. You don't need to, or not Hope.
Don't say A New Hope. That'll start a brawl in here, I think.
Yeah,
you don't need to watch Solo.
No,
I
don't
actually,
hate Solo.
So I've never seen Solo.
You don't need to watch Phantom Menace because that's freaking terrible.
Yeah, of the
worst movie in the
prequels,
franchise.
The first one though.
Yeah, it's the 4th one.
Phantom Menace?
Yeah, it's the 4th one. It's the first of the prequels.
Episode 1.
It's episode 1.
Okay,
but it's the worst movie of the entire franchise.
Of the prequels, Revenge of the Sith is the only one that stands up.
Yes. The moment you see Darth Vader created makes that whole movie worth watching.
Yeah, I mean the last 45 minutes of that movie is
good.
Great with Duel of the Fates, and you get Palpatine versus Yoda, you get Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
No, you guys need to watch Harry Potter. Like Prisoner of Azkaban, great. Goblet of Fire, great.
Number 4.
So
was that Goblet of Fire? That was my favorite. That was my favorite.
I just watched Hunger Games in the last year.
Okay, those are good.
I love the Hunger Games.
But it was all right. But
the first 3.
You know what I just watched? I just watched what's the Ballad of Sticks and Songs.
I haven't seen that. I don't.
That one's good.
I liked it more than I liked the Hunger Games.
I actually
really?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed it more than the Hunger Games.
I might agree with you there.
Why? Because it was like the beginning, the origin of the games.
And you learn about Snow, and you learn
he's a great villain.
And
villain.
But you don't hate him so much.
Yeah. He's the protagonist for most of that movie.
Okay. Maybe I do need to watch it.
It's very Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Where he is not a bad person who gets molded into a bad person. And the heroine is a likable character.
There's a new prequel Hunger Games coming out soon.
Yes.
It's Haymitch's.
Haymitch's. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I was really surprised. And I've talked to some people about the Ballad of Songs and Snakes, and they were like, I didn't like it. I'm like, it's because you wanted to hate Snow, right? And they're always like, yes, because I wanted to hate Snow.
Yeah.
And Snow is not a hateable character in this series. And what's it? 4 movies, 4 shows? 4 chapters.
5, so Hunger Games is 3 books.
The last one was split up into 2.
Yeah,
or the last movie.
No,
I'm
talking about the Ballad of Snakes and Songs.
Oh yeah.
I think there's like 4 chapters.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, but I like you can binge it. I highly recommend it.
Trevor is upset that you haven't watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, he's gonna have to stay upset
because that's been a debate among me and my friends. Which would you rather watch if you're having a watch party? Pirates of the Caribbean or Star Wars? Like if it's a co-ed group. I know which way you're going, but I've heard more people say Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're really
because it's more of a welcoming
the first 3
series than Star Wars.
Are great. This is a big question here. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
But he hasn't seen Sandlot.
Yeah, that's how I was like, how did we get here?
Have you seen
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Have you seen For the Love of the Game?
Yes. That's Kevin Costner?
Yeah. I love that movie.
See, those were like The Natural, For the Love of the Game, Summer Catch,
Field of Dreams.
These were all of the movies that they would play on MLB Network, just like during the day sometimes. So that's when I would watch them.
John C. Reilly is great in that movie.
John C. Reilly's great in everything.
It's like the best scene in for the Love of the Game is when they're at spring training, and Kelly Preston shows up at the door, and Kevin Costner answers it.
Yeah,
and says, "Jane, I just want you to know, my heart leapt when I saw you at the door. So no matter what happens in the next 30 seconds, just remember, my heart leapt when I saw you." And his masseuse, wearing nothing but a towel, comes walking down the
stairs. Kevin Costner is the king of sports movies. Bull Durham, Draft Day.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams, of course.
That's good. Moneyball's great.
Moneyball's
so
great.
Both of you need to watch When the Game Stands Tall.
Yep, I have not seen that one.
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it? Okay, you've seen it.
It's about De La Salle.
Yes.
I have not seen
That's
that
one of my personal favorites.
All right, that will go on my reading list.
I'm going through the Rocky movies right now. I'm just rewatching them because I love them.
Yeah, look, Rocky 5 is trash.
Yeah.
You do not need to spend 1 second of your time.
And the Rocky Balboa movie.
It's great.
What?
Balboa?
Yeah, Rocky Balboa, when he like comes out of retirement and is fighting at like 50 years old.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I didn't like it.
Balboa?
I didn't like it.
Oh, it's great, and it's a great transition into Creed 1 and 2.
Creed
1 is a
great
fantastic
movie.
Creed 2.
Creed 2 is really good too.
Yeah, Creed 2 is good. Creed 1 far superior.
No.
Oh, come on.
I'm a Creed 2 guy.
But Creed 2
I'm a Creed 2
look, it's
guy.
hokey
Absolutely.
and predictable. Creed 1, you don't know where it's going.
The training montage scene in Creed 2 is one of the best I've ever seen.
We're talking about a movie, though, not a montage. I can give you montages from the 80s, all right? We're talking about movies.
Training montages are just, can't.
I will not say a bad word about Creed. But Creed 2 is my favorite.
The Creed movies are good.
Look, my daughter had never watched any of the Rocky movies, and then she saw Creed, and she was like, "This is great." And then,
let me show you Rocky now.
Well, so she binged last summer. She binged all the Rocky movies all on her own.
Yeah. I haven't watched the Rocky movies in a while. I might have to.
I'm on 3 right now.
Join you.
See, all right, 3 is a point of contention for me because if you're an amateur Rocky fan, you love Rocky 3.
Gotcha.
If you're an amateur Rocky,
but if you're a diehard like you,
Rocky 1 is the best of them all, and it's not even close. Because look, if you
Creed 1 is not Creed 1. Rocky 1 is second behind Creed 4.
There is no Creed 4.
Or not Creed. Wow,
you talking about Ivan Drago?
Rocky 4.
With Ivan Drago.
Rocky 4 is the best of the Rocky.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not. Look, so listen, Rocky 1 is not a boxing movie. It is a love story.
Wow. Big Joe Dubin is thrilled that you just said that.
It's a love story about a boxer.
Yep.
That's what Rocky 1 is about. And the story about how it was made is even better. Okay. It's absolutely, incredible. But it is a great film about a boxer, not a boxing movie. Okay.
Is Rocky 2 a story as well?
No, it is. But as the movies go on,
it becomes more boxing
centric.
Yeah.
Because I would think Rocky 2 might be more of a love story because that's when his wife goes into coma after.
Because Rocky 1 is not about winning. Okay. And you could say the same about Creed. Creed 1 was not about winning. What was the big line he had in the corner? I need to prove it. What do you need to prove? That I'm not a mistake. And it wasn't about winning. It was
one of the best lines of, oh my gosh.
And it was about proving he is Apollo Creed's son and that he belongs.
Yeah.
And that he is not a fraud.
Yeah.
He is not a false creed, as Ricky Conlon called him. All right. So it's about proving. And for Rocky, it was about proving I can get in the ring with the best of the world, and I'm not going to win. I know I can't beat this guy.
Yeah.
But he's not going to knock me out. And it's about this unlovable nerd who works in the pet shop finding her someone and standing by and watching him just take an
I do love the
bludgeoning.
moment when he takes off her hat, takes off her glasses.
Yeah.
That's a great moment in the movie.
There's a lot of great moments in the movie.
Oh,
I mean, Rocky 1 is, I mean, it's a top movie of all time.
It is.
Well, Gover just texted in, announced 4 hours ago. They are making a Sylvester Stallone biopic called I Play Rocky in theaters this November.
It's a great story.
So there you go.
So do we have time?
Let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll come back.
All
We'll
right.
wrap up after this.
I'll tell some of, I won't be word for word, but I'll tell the gist of how Rocky was made.
Sounds good. We will wrap up the show after this. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly, Next Man Up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 1025, The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelly with you. Wrapping up the show on this Wednesday again, TD Thursday tomorrow with Teron Davenport. Before we get out of here, though, we were talking about Rocky.
Yeah.
And Gover was nice enough to send us along a trailer for I Play Rocky, a Sylvester Stallone biopic.
Yeah.
You had the story of how Rocky was made?
Yeah, look, so when Rocky was made, Sylvester Stallone was a nobody.
Right.
All right. I mean, I think he'd been in a movie called Lords of Flatbush, and it was like a 50s style movie with Henry Winkler and stuff.
Gotcha.
Where, it was a bunch of greasers.
Yeah.
But other than that, like Sylvester Stallone was nobody.
Yeah.
And so he'd been struggling as an actor. He'd done some porn.
Oh.
He was so poor that he sold his dog. But Butkus from Rocky?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sold his dog for $50 because he was so poor. And after the movie, he bought him back for like $5,000 because the guy didn't want to sell him his dog back. But so he is this struggling actor, and he writes Rocky, and he's pitching it to all the studios, and he's got like $100 to his name, and there are some studios offering him as much as $300,000 for the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, which like today would be like somebody offering you like $2 million or something. But they all want James Caan, Robert Redford, one of these guys to play Rocky. And Stallone is like steadfast. Nope, I'm playing Rocky. I'm not selling it unless I play Rocky. He ends up taking $35,000 for the movie.
Wow.
But you talk about the ultimate bet on yourself. He bet on himself, sold it, took 1/10 what some people were offering, and he stars as Rocky and creates one of the top 5 movie franchises of all time.
Wow.
And obviously his career exploded, after that. But, and also had the money to buy his dog back.
Yes, he did.
But no, I mean, really, really an incredible story.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited for the biopic now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I'm going to go watch Rocky 3 when I get home, even though it's not one of the better ones.
Yeah, maybe
I got to make my way through
maybe I restart because I haven't watched. Man, I watched the Creed movies more recently. I probably haven't watched the Rocky movies in a few years, so maybe I'll go back and restart that. Big show tonight. The ESPYs. Are you fired up for the ESPYs?
You know what? I'm gonna punt because I think this is a News 2 program. All right.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, on ABC.
So everybody watch the ESPYs.
Everybody watch the ESPYs. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even brought that up.
No, see, okay, real quickly. I hate award shows.
Me too, in general.
Because it's people, really rich people, patting themselves on the back.
Yeah.
Really hard. Whether it be music, film, sports, whatever.
Yeah. The ESPYs every year, it's this week because it's the 2 days where there's not much going on.
Watch it on News 2.
But watch it on News 2. I
do have more important matters to attend to tonight, like quarterback.
Right,
Rocky.
That's true. Quarterback, day 2 of our book club. I need to text TD and see if he's going to watch
for his arm.
Yes,
right. We got episodes.
Gunslinger.
3.
No, I mean like how awful his arm looks, and the fact that he goes out there and plays.
We got episodes 3 and 4 tomorrow. TD will be with us for the full show. So excited for that. Cory, always a pleasure having you in.
It really is, and I don't blame you for saying that.
Yes, and we will do it again next week. We are 1 week closer to training camp. That does it for us. Chasing Big Joe coming up next. Keep it right here on 1025 The Game.